my heart and sword, always for Demacia.
Seems you left your brave pants at home. You want me to wait while you go get them? Don't be a scaredy cat!
The fun begins.
Welcome everybody to Scuffed League. Going to be casting some matches today, and first game we got is Massachusetts and Michigan. I already forgot what day it is. I want to say it's day 8, but I'm here with Gotti Boy. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Taco. Yeah, like you said, we've got Massachusetts Justice and Michigan Colossus. I too do not remember what day we're on, but
All blurs together.
yeah,
We're still on
we've
here.
had a lot of different games going on lately, so
Yeah,
easy to get them mixed up.
yeah, for sure. But I'm definitely excited to cast these games. This first one is probably going to be a toss-up. It's definitely interesting looking at these two teams, and I think this is probably the same as the last time that they casted. But for which team is it? For Michigan, their challenger jungler Joseph is really strong and with a bunch of silvers and golds. So that in and of itself is just the definition of scuffed league, I think.
Yeah, like you said, that whole team on Michigan is made up of mostly low gold, silver players, and then suddenly in the jungle you've got this 1v9 jungler challenger. So it should be interesting to see, just draft strategies going into this game if Massachusetts decides to target ban Joseph in the jungle as he is their strongest player, if they decide to maybe focus their bans on their other laners and just really make them useless in this game.
Yeah, I mean that's the debate whenever you've got someone really who just smurfs on you, right? When you're trying to figure out what to ban, is do you target them or do you just try to ignore them and hope that you can crush everywhere else? Because this is a team game, right? It is really, really difficult to truly 1v9, right? Obviously, that's a joke and like a meme that people say all the time about when their teammates are inting, but it is really hard to 1v9 genuinely. So, there could be an argument for saying, okay, we'll let him get the Olaf or whatever early game jungler if he wants to go for it, and then just try to stomp all the lanes and hopefully just win late. But it's always an interesting question for sure.
Yeah, it's an interesting point you make about maybe forcing Joseph onto Olaf. He is a early game centric jungler, Olaf, that champions. So, if they maybe ban out his Graves, his Kindred, maybe they're just trying to force him to try to make plays early, maybe force his hand, as his laners are a little less experienced. And then, late game, no one wants to be an Olaf late game into a scaled, comp of higher ranked players. So,
Totally.
uh, that's definitely something to look at.
Sorry, well, we're just getting word from production. 1 second, about one of the junglers for
Michigan's
Michigan.
jungler apparently has been subbed out.
Really? I must have. Okay.
So all this talk about Joseph in the jungle, and he's out. They
Wow.
gave him the boot.
I don't think that's actually what happened, but that would be funny. If they just like, you're too good. You're
too good.
making us look bad. By yeah. Okay. So instead of Yosef here, who's the odd one out that we're missing?
I believe it'd be Angelo then, from what I'm
Angelo.
seeing in the lobby here. But yeah, but
Yep.
we'll have to see. I'm not familiar with the players, so we'll have to see if he's able to whip something out just as good as their challenger, their former challenger jungler.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be obviously it sucks whenever you have to have a sub last minute because it throws off your team synergy and everything.
Yeah.
But for the other state, for Massachusetts, and I'm sure for Soko here, he's got to be very relieved that he doesn't have to worry about a challenger level player just invading him the whole game, right? and maybe get a chance to actually breathe. It looks like he plays champs like Rengar and Kayn normally in his solo queue. We haven't really seen those get pulled. Well, not Rengar get pulled out so much in the league yet, but maybe if he feels comfortable against this new gold jungler, maybe we'll see something more, a little more exciting. Maybe try to do something a little more crazy.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see that. I'd like to see something spicy coming out since they know that it's not going to be as hard of a matchup for them. We are going to see two bans actually focused on the support for Michigan. He spams Maokai support, so not surprised to see that ban there. He actually did get it in their last game where they won. So the Malphite apparently also a pick for him. So both of those kind of comfort picks being taken away. Screw that.
Yeah, and then Michigan banning away the Leona and the Skarner. Maybe Skarner is what this sub jungler plays. Again, I haven't had the chance to pull up his op.gg, but
those
if that's
are both
his pick,
picks. Yeah, those are both picks that they picked last game actually. So lots of CC coming out from those two champions, lots of lockdown, and all three of those picks actually were picked for Massachusetts in the last game. So Michigan has done their homework.
Target banning, yeah.
Just target banning what they like to pick.
Yep. And that Mordekaiser was also banned away from Michigan's top laner.
Another
see what they lock in here first. A little bit. And there's the Kayn.
Just like you wanted, something a little spicier.
Yeah, just making the predictions. He's in my ear. I'm
just big brain taco over here.
I'm telling him what to do. But we do get the Kayn, and that'll be exciting. It's interesting to lock that's in so early, but maybe he's feeling himself a little bit, get to show off a little bit more and not be so terrified all game. And we'll see the Nautilus locked in for Michigan as a good, solid first support when Leona's not available, for sure.
Yeah, Soko, the jungler for Massachusetts, giving the casters what we want, something hyphy. Hopefully, maybe he could get a blue Kayn game in, but with those two tanky picks, the Sept and the Nautilus on the side of Michigan, probably not going blue Kayn.
Probably the Rust. I think that'll be best into the Sept for sure. And that could be a Sept jungle for sure. I mean, that's kind of what's meta right now, but maybe they'll take it top too. There is always that power with the Sept. And the Thresh is going to get locked in for Massachusetts. Caitlyn Thresh, that's a scary bot lane.
Absolutely. And it looks like with the Echo pick, that could be flexed over to the jungle. I'm not familiar if their mid laner picks that, but I'm a resident Echo main. I like to play him mostly in the mid lane, but he can definitely be picked up in the jungle if the situation's right. So both of those last two picks are actually flexes right now. We don't know where they're going.
Totally. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm looking at Michigan's mid laner, I believe is Cuff or Koof. I'm not seeing really Echo on his list of champions, so it could be that the sub jungler is picking up the Echo. Again, need to pull up the op.gg, but I have too many tabs open already, so sorry. But we are going to see the Jinx and the Zed banned away. The Jinx is interesting, but I guess it makes sense to ban away, ADC since they weren't able to lock one in the first phase.
Yeah, Jinx is definitely a comfort pick for Duelist.
You're right.
Lane. Yep. So he'll probably be looking to get the Ashe if they don't ban that out here. Another strong pick in this meta. Plays pretty well into the Caitlyn. Yep.
Yeah. And the Urgot and the I almost said Urgot. That's not what he's called. And Nico. Urgot. And the Ezreal's going to get locked in because of that Jinx ban. That makes sense. Ezreal is a nice safe pick to the Caitlyn. Can kind of his way away from hooks. And they're going to lock in the Ornn and the Cassio. The Cassio is interesting. I don't think we've seen that here at Scuffed League yet, unless I'm totally not remembering. But that's kind of a high skill champ to pick.
Yeah, I think we might have seen her in one or two other games, but definitely not a common pick. I think she'll play nicely if it is the Echo mid, but like we said, we're thinking that that's going jungle, and it is going to be Orianna. So.
Oh yeah, so I think it is the Echo jungle, Set top, and Ori mid. That is the power of those flex picks, right? Is it gives you that option to kind of wait and see what's going on and make the opponent kind of question what they're doing. But it's going to be that Ornn top lane, so wet noodle fight top lane, obviously. And then mid lane might be just kind of farming too, because it's going to be hard for the Echo to really kill Cass, I think, just because of her range. But at the same time, I mean, it's Echo. It's really hard to kill Echo ever.
And you just dive. Yeah. Echo doesn't give a crap about towers, about anything. You always have that get out of jail free card with your R button. lots of Echo players love to abuse it, and really the only major counter to the Echo pick is hard CC. So you'll be looking at Cassio to be placing those miasmas properly. Maybe
That's true. The grounded.
the loose Caitlyn traps, a Rost knockup, or a Thresh flay or a hook. Those are not the most dependable forms of CC for Massachusetts. So
Sure.
it'll be interesting to see how this Echo plays out team fights and small skirmishes where he excels throughout the early and mid game.
Yeah, this Michigan team is going to be really scrappy with being able to move around so much with the Ezreal and the Echo. They're going to be really hard to ever catch up to. And I mean, you've got Oriana throwing down shields and speeding up her teammates. Not can hook away from stuff, and he's tanky. Set is just busted with that shield. So it's going to be really hard, I think, for even with the engaged rules that Massachusetts have, which can be really good with the Thresh and stuff. It's going to be a hard team to lock down and actually do damage to. But with that being said, Massachusetts can operate from really long range with Kate and the Cassio. I mean, their siege potential is going to be really good with that, I think. And wave clear, it's going to be hard to ever really push into this team either because Cass can just delete waves.
That's a great point to make, just about even just the range on the side of Massachusetts. Caitlyn and Cassio have these great zoning tools with trap lines, Cassio miasma. Ornn, just his presence is a zoning tool for Massachusetts. And, I'm going to be looking at Massachusetts to try to play around that, get objectives early on. Like you said, being able to siege towers is going to be important. And Michigan, they do have some nice peel with the Ezreal and the Oriana. But hear me out on this one, Taco.
Mm-hmm.
You have the raid boss Set in the top lane.
It's true.
If he suplexes or whatever his ultimate's called, if he just ults in with an Oriana ball on top of him into like 4 people, think about the wombo combo there.
There's a lot of wombo combo for sure with the ults on this team. I mean, you can land a Nautilus hook and just delete people. Get the depth charge into Set ult, into layering Ezreal ult, into the shockwave, whatever order you want to put those all in. It's going to do a lot of damage and probably wipe anyone except that Ornn maybe. But like we were talking about, there's definitely pros and cons on both these teams. Like I want to see Ornn try to prioritize that it's not super early for Cass, so we'll see how long it takes to come out, but I'd love to see him like just give her a death crown, right? Just get so much AP damage that you can just melt through these opponents like the Set and the Echo. With like the Leandries, I mean, Cassio has the damage if she can actually get onto these people. It's just, can we CC? Can we actually lock them down long enough to press Q and E?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we do look at the scaling on these teams as well. Apparently, there was an issue with the draft, so it'll just be a little bit longer while the teams remake that lobby. But you mentioned Ornn items; those always will come into account later in the game. He'll be able to create that upgraded item for Caitlyn on the Infinity Edge, as well as that decap for Cassio. Although Cassio's build path, it's gonna take a while for her to get to that. Yeah. So if it does go late, definitely give the edge to Massachusetts just because of those two, just because of those upgraded item possibilities, even with an Ezreal and an Oriana that are obviously going to scale really well as well. I would still give the edge simply because of those items, and Ornn is only going to get more tanky throughout the game. Just an unstoppable brick wall if he's able to get his items locked in as soon as possible.
Yeah, and I would definitely, for the Ezreal here, it's always a little tricky with Ezreal trying to figure out how to navigate against tanks. There's only one true tank on Massachusetts, but it's Ornn, and that's a lot to deal with. So I'd love to see. It might be good for him instead of going the Iceborne Gauntlet build that a lot of Ezreals, and myself included, love to go. This might be a game where it's better for him to go Trinity Force second after the Monomune, and then maybe go for the Bork build and try to cut through this Ornn and the Kayn too, since he's probably going Rost. But
Yeah, I
yeah, I
totally
mean, if he
agree with
doesn't do that, yeah, if he doesn't do that, it's going to be hard for Michigan to have the consistent damage they need to burn through the Orin. And Massachusetts would be able to, just DPS forever with Cassio. So a lot more burst on Michigan's side, I think.
Yeah, and one thing I've noticed, and I don't know if it's just the Ezreals in my games, but lately I've been having games where the crit-based ADCs, normally on the enemy team, uh, are hard carrying a lot better than the Ezreals. It seems like Ezreal is just taking a little too long to hit his power spike and really get his damage out. Whereas, with the meta right now, it seems like champions like Caitlyn, Ash, I'm even seeing hyper carries like Jinx. We saw at Twitch and Worlds,
Yeah.
just today.
In the play-ins here, right?
Yeah, these champions
Props
are,
tactical.
yeah, Tactical popped off. Hype play from Tactical. It's really good to see a rookie stepping up on the world stage like that. So,
And we're going to be making more of them here in Scuffed
yes,
League, definitely.
absolutely. This is where we spawn the next talent for NA.
We genetically breed the next NA talents, yeah.
Up through the roots of Scuffed League.
Through the corn of Scuffed
Through the
League.
corn roots. I was waiting for that.
I've been loving all the corn.
Never
memes.
gets
It's
old.
great. So funny. That's what America is. I mean, Iowa specifically, but just the
Yeah.
whole Midwest. It's just corn. It's just corn.
And our Midwest teams have really been showing up. Iowa, Minnesota,
They're
both
scary.
really strong teams. So it's fun to see some teams from states that I guess aren't really well known for other sports doing well in
Yeah.
competitive leagues. So it'll be fun as we
cool.
get closer to the finals just to see what teams end up being on those last few slots.
Yeah, there might be some actually pretty high level gameplay by the time we get to the last the finals. We'll see. With the way
Yeah.
these brackets are shaping up, it is possible that one of the more scuffed teams might make it to the finals somehow and just, I don't know, go up against Iowa or something and just
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be Scuffed League without a scuffed matchup, even in the finals. So you never know.
Yeah.
We could have some random upsets as these are just best of ones going into finals. So
yeah, that's what makes it exciting is you
Yeah.
don't know what's going to happen.
exactly.
It'll get balanced eventually, right? Totally.
No promises, right?
All right, and we are finally starting the spectator delay. Thank you so much for being patient with us. Should be loading into game in about a little less than 3 minutes now, so we got a little bit more time before we get started. Any final thoughts on these comps or the players?
Yeah, I think the teams, as far as ranks go, I think they're pretty even. That's something that's a little refreshing to see after the last two games that I've casted. Yesterday, the teams are pretty skewed, and the games ended up being a bit scuffed in nature as well because of that. But I'm looking forward to this game. I think it should be a lot closer. I like both the team comps and their capabilities. I think it's just all up to the players to execute on their game plans.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be exciting. It could go pretty late too. I mean, I wouldn't say either of these teams are super early game oriented. I mean, Kate is pretty strong in lane, but I don't think either of these teams are going to be winning in 20 minutes. It's going to be a little bit of a longer haul. Probably an NA ram after a while. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
With the range on both these comps, it's going to be a lot of mid lane, just shoving lanes back and forth. And that's what we love to see in America.
America.
Play ARAM here. And that's it.
We only play Hell and Abyss.
That sounded like you said Hell in Abyss, and I was like, I want to see a Hell version of that.
Hell and Abyss. That'll be the Halloween event this
Oh
year.
yeah, I said Teemo. It's just you just play it in Hell.
Yeah.
You play in real Elo Hell.
Yeah. As if you don't play in Hell already, but you're playing.
Right, exactly. And as if we haven't been in 2020.
Well, Taco, there's something fun I like to do sometimes in my games. I want to get some predictions from you. What do you think the first dragon will be, and what do you think the dragon soul will be?
Okay, just kind of picking 25% chance.
Shot in the dark.
Sure. I think the first dragon will be Cloud. And
Alright.
I think the soul will be a mountain drake, because that's swear to God, that's all I see in my games.
Yeah, nice and fun mountain souls. I'm writing that
It's
down. I'm
pretty
gonna hold you
good.
to that.
Okay, we'll see if I'm accurate. That's a guest sponsored by a cold liquid beverage that is unspecified. Oh, I've been sent some corn facts
Oh
apparently. If I
gosh.
need some extra things
Oh
to talk
gosh, here
about.
we go.
What facts can there be about corn? It's delicious and unhealthy for you.
Oh, I'm so
Um,
excited for these.
well, hold on. Where the hell is my Discord? Sorry. Corny facts about corn. Why did you send me this, guys?
Production
All
just
right.
on the ball.
Well, first fact, the only fact I'm going to say, because I can't make myself do this, the average ear of corn is 800 kernels in 16 rows, and a cob will almost always have an even number of rows. Wow, that's amazing.
Wow, gotta love corn.
Um,
Always even. Always
yeah,
steady,
I mean,
consistent.
it's even and consistent. Yeah, it's just like our non-usage of the metric system, so
Yeah.
consistent and logical.
We're American though. We stick to our imperial system.
It's really logical and makes so much sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Screw the
for
rest
sure.
of the world. What do they know?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm American, I wouldn't know. But we are loading into the game now. Oh God, so scuffed. And I'm looking at the teleport, the summoners. A lot of teleports in this game.
Yeah,
Sorry. Oh yeah.
as the viewers can't see, we do have a teleport in mid and top for both teams.
Right, you can't
so,
see that yet.
and we do see we have a phase rush for the Cassio and the Oriana in the mid lane as well. So,
Yeah.
speedy boys in the mid lane.
Yeah, one interesting thing that's a little bit more unconventional is I am seeing the Nautilus has Arcane Comet. Not super typical for not, but I mean you can build AP Nautilus. That has been a thing in the past. Maybe looking for a little bit more poke. I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest, that seems a little troll to me.
Yeah.
I think even if you're going AP, the Arcane Comet is not the way to go. I mean, what can you proc it with your E? That's pretty much it.
That's a good question. I'm trying to think of what specifically. I mean, it just procs on skill shots, right? So
Yeah, so I
or
mean,
abilities, so.
maybe his Q too, but
Yeah, I mean, it's a guaranteed hit on it because all of his abilities slow or stun, right? I mean, I think even his auto stun could proc it, but it still feels a little bit like
yeah,
that's you ping that a few times. And you love it.
yeah. It's
What
not
are you
want
doing,
to see
bro?
hopping into a game.
Yeah, I feel like the Guardian or Aftershock could probably be a lot more useful on a pick like this Nautilus. I think that's kind of what normally makes Nautilus so tanky is the Nautilus or the Aftershock, right?
Here's what I'm thinking, Taco. Here's what I think happened.
Mm-hmm.
He plays Malphite support
Right.
and Maokai, and I think that he probably runs Arcane Comet.
Those
on
make
that.
more sense with the pokey. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking
Yeah.
he's just like, I'll just stick my tank runes on. Don't worry about it, guys. We're good. And then suddenly he's got Comet.
That is
on
very
Nautilus.
possible. Or it's just super big brain, Maybe he's thinking, well, Dwayne runs these runes in, so I'm going to run in support.
He might know something we don't and just absolutely smurf this bot lane.
You never know. But we are finally loading into the game and going to be starting level 1. Looking a little dark on Summoner's Rift, but, that's how it goes. We're getting into winter.
Yeah, the sun hasn't quite risen yet on Summoner's Rift. There we go. Oh. And I think we are going to get in game now. Emotes popping up.
Yep. Oh, and Samira, who is not pickable in this tournament, thank God. I see the emotes coming out on the side of
that S
red
that
side
S
here. Yeah.
Have you played against Samira at all in solo queue yet?
Yeah, oh my God, I hate that so much. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fun to play. I'll probably be the degenerate playing it soon after it's already been nerfed because that's usually how it works for me. But that ult, man, and the W and just not a lot of interaction.
No,
Possible.
not a lot. Yeah.
But
but
it's fine.
We're gonna look at the teams now. Typical 5-point stance here from both teams. Nothing too out of the ordinary here.
A random hook.
It's hook on the wall. Not sure if that's.
I don't think he was really trying to do anything there. I think that was a tap Q by accident. But we got a pretty safe start. Neither team is really looking to invade, which is, I guess, something you could talk about is, with Thresh and Nautilus are pretty good level 1 invaders. with the hooks, but I guess neither team uh, feels like it's worth the risk. They just want to keep it safe, and get started in the lanes. No drama.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see
Yeah.
Kane starting the red buff here, actually. I thought he would have started
Hmm.
Raptors. That's usually the typical start, is you can clear really quickly with your Q and then move on to your
Yeah.
next camp. So,
Yeah, that is kind of the standard start for Kane. I mean, we'll see where he goes. It looks like he's just going to go straight for the Krugs. I guess he's just going to try to go for gold, but a little bit unconventional, but shouldn't hurt. That
yeah, look
cascade
at
is
that
really
full
nice.
clear. Yeah, and then Echo going to start his red buff. Looks like he aggroed the
Hmm.
Raptors, but ended up not actually doing them. So,
Hmm.
a little
A little bit
interesting there.
weird there too. Yeah, I mean, Echo. Red buff's certainly not bad, but when you're, AP champion, usually it's more common to go the blue buff, just so you can get your Qs off faster. But it works. He does a lot of. He's got his passive with the 3-hit autos and stuff, so he'll still clear relatively well, and he's going to go Krugs too. Yeah, these guys are just looking for full clears, not trying to do any crazy level 2 shenanigans. So this is definitely going to go late. I can already tell.
Yeah, nothing too exciting here in the early game, besides a little bit of trading up in the top lane there. But
Yeah.
Oriana, you did see placed a ward in the river and Pixel to
Hmm.
spot out any possible invades
Ooh,
from Kane.
Knock gets pretty low there, and that's him not having aftershock.
Yeah, it does blow his flash. That's going to be important in the lane now.
Yeah, I mean, with Kate Thresh, they definitely have a lot of threat if either one of them, other level 2. I don't know if Kate took W. Oh, the hook
Ooh.
lands, and the
And the
headshot.
trap.
Ooh, that damage is crazy.
Yeah,
Doesn't
really
quite
good
kill.
PC chain.
Yeah, it doesn't quite kill, but Not's gonna probably just have to back, and Ezra will be fine. I mean, he's one of those ADCs who can 1v2 and just chill out with farm with Q, but it does feel bad as a Nautilus to have to back so early and already have your flash down.
Yeah, absolutely. Losing your flash early there is not how you want to start out the lane. Starts with the Arcane Comet, then it goes from bad to worse, losing his flash and having it back. So it is not Nautilus's day today.
Yeah, but it might get better. We'll see if he can poke down a little bit. And yeah, Ornn and Set just trading. Ornn's sitting in front of his tower. He's happy. Kane walks up, but looks like they saw him on a ward, so not going to get too much done there. He's just going to back into Rift Herald pit. And Echo is taking the bot scuttles. They're just kind of trading sides.
Yeah, the junglers not seeing each other, so
Interaction.
they're just gonna trade scuttle crabs here.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like we said. They're not really trying to be too proactive. I mean, both junglers, to be fair, they both want farm. Obviously, Echo definitely wants to get his level 6 as soon as he can. But for Kane, it is a little interesting to not be playing more aggressively. Upset. Oh, he's fine. Okay.
Got something mid
Echo is
here.
actually getting a gank off. Gets the Q. Cassio flashes and will get out, but that's a good gank by the Echo. Burning a flash on a champ like Cassio who can't buy boots and doesn't have like a ghost or anything to get out. That does make her pretty vulnerable for sure.
Absolutely. The slippery snake gets away this time around, but next time Echo shows up, I don't think it's going to be the same story for
Yeah.
Son of None in the mid lane.
Nope. And I am interested to see that while the Kane is getting more farm, a little bit than the Echo, Kane wants to be fighting early. He needs to get those orbs to get his transform off. I mean, even if he's getting the wrong ones, technically.
Might see a
for what
fight
he
of
wants,
Raptors here.
but, yeah. Oh, they are fighting. No, just flashing the emote. Echo's gonna get out just fine because he can E. He's got blue buff. He's not scared. Just a little bit of BM there.
All right, and it's going to be the Infernal Drag first. So looks like chat voted that it would be a mountain. Only 2 people guessed Infernal, so kudos to those people. But
Yeah, and I got it wrong too. But I could
No.
still be a mountain. I could be a mountain soul. I could be.
it could be Mountain Soul. That is right.
If it was
So,
a
we'll
mountain
look.
first, I would be just already just so wrong.
You might as well throw in the towel at that point. Taco.
Just give up. Not my lucky day. Stop playing at the slots.
yeah, don't go to the casino tonight. Lots of
Oh.
trading in the top here.
Nice CC with the Ornn. Ornn's low on mana, but he is trading pretty well into this set, and he is going to probably push this. And then is he going to back or no? He's sticking around for now. Maybe looking to get some vision in the river.
Yeah, he is going to go down and get
Yeah.
that plant, I believe, so that he can get some mana and health back.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's Ornn. He can keep building those items in lane if he wants, and just sit there and farm and be happy as a clam, the happy ram man, whatever he is.
Just hanging out, just him and his hammer.
Yeah, and Set can, he's trying to get him to fight, and Ornn's like, well, you really want to pick a fight with me? I don't
Ooh.
think you want to do that. That's a lot of damage. W goes down. Ornn is ulting. This might be a kill.
Ooh, nice
good
flash.
flash by the Set. Sidesteps the ult, but I mean, that's a flash down, and Ornn's still very healthy, so.
Man, I am so sick of seeing Ornn, man. It's been like 2 or 3 games lately. It's just so
He's just
gross
too
how
good.
much damage he does early. He's got that Bammy Cinder.
Oh,
Nice E.
yeah, he was building an item really close to tower. Set did pull him in and got him, but he's still gonna be fine. He's got that's the Bomby Cinder. He built himself some boots just now, so yeah, that's not broken or anything.
Yeah, that champion's obnoxious. Get that champion out of my game.
Yep. Rework. Not because he's not good, because he's annoying. But anyway.
So we do see Echo starting up the dragon here. I think this is a terrible move from him right now. His bot lane is just coming back to lane.
Yeah, I was gonna say his bot lane got pushed in, and Kate and Thresh were coming up and are totally full. Cassio pushed up too. They might try to fight this, but I don't think it's gonna be smart for them to. Ezreal gets a little poke, but yeah, not really gonna mount anything, and that's just kind of a free Drake.
Yeah, they are just going to give that away. Really questionable decision making from the Echo there. His mid lane didn't exactly have the best prow in the world. Ezreal was just coming back from base, and they were already pushed into towers. So, anytime you're going for an objective on the bot side, you definitely want to make sure that you have priority in your lanes. So they do kind of just leash it for them there, and Massachusetts picks it up.
Wait, oh, that was an interesting
That was
interaction.
huge.
Set ulted, but Ornn used his unstoppable, whatever the frick it's called, to to cancel it, and Set just kind of leapt away. Oh, and Ornn, that brittle. Oh, but Set manages to live because he's
10
also
HP.
busted.
My gosh.
Man, that was so close. Maybe 10 HP, 5 HP.
Yeah. Looks like we're
I
going
don't
to
know
play
taking
pod.
Ignite rolling. Oh, and Nautilus is, he's dead. Nice hook into the box, into Kate autos. That was just, he's dead.
Yeah, he's just dead.
It's over. He's just dead.
Not much to say there. He has to use flash again, ends up dying even through the Ezreal heal.
Yeah.
And this bot lane is just really being impressive. Meanwhile, top lane, we got to fight.
Echo and Orianna go for the Ornn, but he just dashes away, and he's going to ult.
Re-engage.
He missed the R. He missed the R. Shockwave lands for Orianna. Ornn flashes in. What is going on? That was a little bit questionable from the Ornn.
It's Scuffed, Taco.
Yeah, I think the Ornn is tilted that kill didn't go through. Like we're seeing it play out. Doesn't really hurt him too much because he just loses the flash, and the R will be back up shortly. But that's when that kill slips through your fingers. You start just kind of pressing your buttons and not thinking as clearly. But Kane's going to clear out the vision in the Rift Herald pit. They do have pressure in top lane still, and it's pretty even in mid, so maybe Kane can consider starting this. But Ornn Set are fighting again, and Kate takes down that first turret in the bot side, as Kate often does. Yeah, that's a lot of plate gold. That Caitlyn is real fed.
Yeah, let's see if we can take a look at the gold here, actually, on this Caitlyn right now.
We might see a gank from the Kane shortly.
Yeah, we're going to let this fight happen first.
Yep. W goes through. Set ult. But he's just going to die. Yep. Kane does take the kill, but I mean, that's great for Kane to get those orbs. Echo's trying to counter gank. Gets the shield.
Kane still has ult.
Kane's pretty healthy. Still has ult. He's going to use it on the Echo. Echo has ult as well. Ult, but doesn't hit anyone. Thresh is here. Oh, and the Kate ult comes through and does a lot of freaking damage. That's a lot more damage than the early Kate ult normally would do.
Okay, so I really like this. The bot lane already took the bot towers, so they've rotated up towards top lane. They get a kill onto the Caitlyn again. We do have a fight in the mid lane.
Oh, Miasma goes through. Orianna will be fine, but very low mana and definitely going to have to back. But yeah, I mean, Kate Thresh being able to roam up with that huge gold advantage. We're looking like 1,500 gold here. actually a little bit more than that even.
Yeah.
She's already so strong with the red buff, with that range. Yeah, Ezreal's not gonna be able to do anything.
Yeah,
to
and
her
Taco,
for
they're
a
about
long
to take
time.
an entire second tower full of plates.
That's
This
a
is
lot of
insane.
plates.
This Caitlyn is going to solo carry this game
Yeah,
so
that's
easily.
like 8 plates onto the Caitlyn already. That's
There's a finished
unbelievable
IE at
amount of-
11:30.
Yeah, that's absolutely disgusting.
Oh
I
my
mean, she's just
gosh.
gonna delete minion waves, and there's nothing on the enemy team that's gonna prevent you from just taking so much damage. You can't even build any armor yet. Even
And
Sept doesn't have armor. He just has
he's gotta be careful
the
here.
hook lands. Oh my god, this Caitlyn just melts the set.
Hey, this
Taking
might have to
revenge
be
on the
rated R.
Glamour.
This might have to be rated R for Taco.
Yeah. Piltover R-rated film, from the Caitlyn, just murdering people.
Death by sniper.
Yeah. The American snipers coming through.
American snipe.
But Echo gets the Rift Herald back. That's a nice little consolation.
Oh
Does
my
not have ult and
gosh.
gets deleted. I
Where
don't know
did
if
he go?
I've never seen an Echo take that much damage at once in my life.
Where did he go?
Yeah, he's just gone. That was like, I think that was like 40% of his HP or something.
Good grief. And
Just,
I mean, she hasn't even
crit.
backed. She has a 500.
No,
gold
she doesn't
nine
need
kit
to.
and
I
back
mean,
it.
she's the only person in the game with the completed item, except for Ezreal, who's got his mana immune, but it's not charged yet, so it doesn't really matter. Hook almost lands onto Thresh, but he's fine.
They're just gonna rotate mid here, get some more plate money. This Caitlyn has.
Oh, that headshot onto the Orianna.
Good grief! Another hook hit.
Oh, the Flay. Not really going to get anything from there, but this is just bullying from the Kate Thresh. I mean, this is the power of Kate, even after the nerfs. If you get ahead on this champion, nobody can do anything.
Another hook.
Hook lands onto the Nautilus. Yeah, not trolling. And Fox goes through. Oh, the Shockwave misses everyone. And that's going to be a kill onto the Orianna and Ezreal. Echo ults in, misses everyone as well, but does live. He gets himself out, I guess.
I respect
But,
the effort there from
yeah.
Angelo. And
They might
in the
get all the
jungle.
plates. They might get every plate on the map here.
Yeah, only 2 left. They have 30
Yeah.
seconds.
I mean, that's just what happens when you can push in so hard. And again, with Cassio having that wave clear, Kate being there for so long, they're not going to get that last one, I think. But I mean, that's an amazing gold efficiency considering how long this game has been.
Yeah, Caitlyn now
Oof.
sitting on 7,300 gold to the 4,000 on the Ezreal. And Ezreal has
Yeah.
most gold on his team. So, if there's anyone to carry this
Yeah.
game, it's going to have to be him late game if they
Yeah,
can
this
get
is
there.
already this is a 10k gold lead total.
Good grief.
That is a lot of gold. This is a stomp. We were not.
I wanted a
expecting-
close game. I wanted
know.
a close game, Taka.
Been waiting so long. I mean, there's still a chance they can come back, right? Like, it's not like the side of a red side for Michigan. Michigan's the red side, right? I don't have the
Yeah, Michigan's red
the
side.
layout on my screen. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, for Michigan, I mean, they scale up, so it's not like if they can somehow survive and start crawling back, it's not like they just get permanently outscaled, right? But I mean, when the advantage is this strong, it's really, really hard to ever come back.
Might have a fight here.
Echo's jumping in. Set tries to ult in. Set gets a nice W, but the Ezreal goes down. Set's just going to get melted trying to get the
Oh.
Thresh.
He wants more.
Yeah, the Knot goes down too. Oh, Echo dies to Knot to the Kate ult. Man, when that, because normally the Kate ult is just like a little poke thing. Oh, and
Oh
then
my
hook lands
gosh.
onto Orianna. And okay, the quadra kill on the Kate. Who stole the Penta? I don't remember.
I think it was the Dirty Kane player, Soko.
What do you expect? Come on, it's the hyphy jungler.
Always
He's
the
gonna take
junglers.
the kill.
Always the junglers. This is a perfect game so far. They're going to go and
Yeah.
get Dragon while the bot lane takes care of mid lane. And I got to give a shout out to Scaling Circle, their support on Thresh. He is hitting hooks left and right. This guy is an absolute madman with those hooks.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's been playing really, really well. Orn's been playing good too. A couple weird mishaps, but well, and as I say that, he might get caught out.
The caster
The
curse.
caster curse immediately. Does eventually die to Echo. The Echo will definitely appreciate having some extra gold. He still has the Rift Herald. Maybe they can pop that, and there's no plates to get anymore, unfortunately. But maybe they can actually crack a tower down or get something going, some pressure. he's got
Report
to pop
Mini
it probably pretty
Soko. The perfect game is gone, Taco.
Well, they did get Rift Herald already, but Oh,
True,
the Rip Hero
true.
goes down,
Oh,
and Echo
and he's
kills himself for it. He spawned it too close. At least he gets it down. It's not like it was before where, you know,
Oh
you
my
could get
God.
CC'd. Wow, and they just delete it. It doesn't do
They didn't even
anything.
get the charge.
Doesn't
Well
get
then,
the charge off.
besides the death for one, then I would still count that
That's-
as a perfect game. Then.
I guess so. I mean, he got the gold from killing it. That's all we can really say. That's all he got from that. And a faster
goodness.
recall, but that's gone too. So that's not permanent, unfortunately for him. So, oh, Set.
Wow,
I
that
thought he was
captain
gonna
hit.
get grabbed. That was really close.
Oh my gosh.
He's not quite as thick as his hitbox.
Another
was.
hook hits.
And hook on the Oriana goes down. And Nautilus is dead. His HP doesn't matter.
Another hook.
The Ezreal. Oh my god. Echo's trying to go on the Caitlyn. Ult's out. Oh, and Kane's Ross now, so he's got that covered. Ooh. Set interrupts the Caitlyn ult. Still takes a ton of damage from it, but he can certainly survive that a little better. The Ezreal probably would have died, considering how strong this Cait ult has been.
Yeah,
We've seen
Ezreal
some,
survives the American Sniper
crazy.
today.
His FBI secret agent did his job.
Yeah.
Jumped in front.
The Set, the
All
boss.
as well. Yeah.
Well, the state in the game is looking pretty rough. About a 15k gold lead for Massachusetts. This Caitlyn in the bot lane has been absolutely massive, sitting at
Yeah.
about double the gold of Ezreal on the side of Michigan.
Yeah,
we're
that's nutty.
we're just gonna skim over that part, but we are gonna see a fight maybe.
Oriana flashes QR and it misses. That is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I think that's gonna be all that happens there.
Yeah, let's skim over that too. That didn't happen.
All right, so where was I? Oh yeah. One thing I've noticed in Scuff League is teams they don't really worry much about vision. They don't worry about objectives too much. Hook lands
There's
here.
just a lot of fighting. Yeah, it's true. Oh, the Ornn ult's gonna go down. He uses it correctly this time. Hits the Nautilus, who has no HP, and dies to the E. And then we're also gonna see a kill onto the Echo. The Echo had ult, but maybe he was just CC'd for too long and just couldn't use it. I mean, with how fast they do damage.
I think it just
happens a
came
lot.
up actually.
Oh, really? Okay. I did see that it was up as soon as I peeked, but I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
feels bad, but I mean,
They're just
what-
kind of NA ramming it right now.
Yeah, I mean, you have to try to defend. You can't just let them take the inhibitor, but they're going to do it anyway. Pretty strong here. Now,
They
it
are
doesn't
just
matter
pushing
because
in.
of they're pushing into the base, but I am curious, and I haven't seen what dragon soul is it going to be. Oh, and Nautilus goes down.
It is a mountain soul.
Oh,
hey,
I was 50% right.
Echo got it right.
Very nice. And Echo dies.
And Echo's kind of good.
Yep,
and probably has
and Kane forces the flash in the Ezreal. Gonna get pulled back out by the Thresh. Thresh Lantern is always... Sometimes I forget how disgusting that ability is to pull people out from the brink of
Absolutely.
death.
Yeah, and in Massachusetts, they could just go back, set up for Dragon, but they are
Nah,
so
they're gonna take the
strong
inhib
right
tower.
now.
They know that Oriana doesn't have flash, so no crazy plays. Kate's just gonna auto this as long as she can and get back out safely. Doesn't quite get the inhib, but I mean, this is a gaping hole in the base of Michigan right here. They're gonna be clearing this out for a long time. The only consolation is they do get a little extra gold, but they don't really have the wave clear to deal with these minions. I mean, Ezreal only has a Sheen Manamune, and the Caitlyn has 3 items.
I'm even just looking at the levels. I believe this Kaylin is level 11 to the level 9 of Ezreal. I mean,
yeah,
it's
when
just
you're
tough. Level 12 on the Kane to the level 9 of the Echo. I mean,
yeah.
even with
It's hard to
gold,
fight
it's
super
tough.
minions. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's hard to fight enemy champions or even just super minions when you're this low level. You just don't have the base damages. Nautilus has to flash. The hook does not land on the Thresh, but I mean, they're
Death
forcing
push?
him back.
No.
Yep, they're looking at Baron now, and they're just going to start it. I mean, there's nothing that Michigan can really do here. They've got to clear out those minions. And
Yeah, with
when you got the
Cassio
level
Caitlyn.
discrepancy, yeah, they're going to melt this. And even if Echo wanted to steal, he's like 3 levels down. His smite's never going to compete.
Yeah, it's going to be an easy Baron
gonna go
takeaway. And I think
Yeah.
it will just be the end here as they...
Yep, minions
Baron
kill
up.
the bot inhibitor. Nautilus is going to go down. Yeah, pushing 2 waves of supers. into the base. Top level in the enemy team is level 12 with the Oriana, who has nothing but an Archangels. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna be able to wave clear this one.
Yeah,
They
I
will
think it
certainly
might be
try.
over.
Yeah, they
I'd
can
like to see
definitely
a
try.
desperation play though. I want to see the set
Yeah,
Oriana.
they
ult
gotta
we were
try
talking about.
something. I mean, try to do the wombo combo. The
Ori
ult
ball.
goes down, only hits the tanky members.
Tickles them.
Does ult the Kane, but Kane is gonna get out with his ult. Echo already used his ult, and he's dead. Yeah, they're just getting melted. There's just nothing they can do. The map does not check out, and Massachusetts is going to take the win here.
Yeah, that is a clean game coming out of Massachusetts. You know, we thought the teams looked pretty even going into it, but they
Yeah.
showed why they are superior and they will move on.
Yeah, pretty nasty for Massachusetts there for sure.
Taco, if you had to give an MVP out, who'd you give it to?
It's got to be the Caitlyn, but no, it's got to be Caitlyn or Thresh. I mean, because Thresh
Gotta
landed
pick
so
one.
many hooks. I'm biased because I'm an ADC player, but you know I got to give it to the Thresh because I mean
That's
he landed
right.
hook after hook, amazing combos. He did everything perfectly. The lanterns to just provide that extra safety. It really probably should be the Thresh, but I mean the Caitlyn did everything she was supposed to too. I mean she went 14-0-9. Although to be fair, I guess Thresh is also the MVP because he didn't take a single kill.
Exactly.
0-0-24. Can't ask for a better support than that.
No, sir.
It's perfect support. Well done by the Thresh there. But valiant effort, I mean, by Michigan. They tried, you know, they tried to make some interesting plays, try to get the Rift Herald, make things happen, but they were just behind from so early that they were always kind of on the back foot.
Yeah, and I gotta say, Mini Soko 18, report that man. Only death in the game for Massachusetts.
Ruined the perfect game.
Totally disgraceful gameplay. They might need to look for a new top
He
laner
missed his
on
ult
that
that one time. You know, clearly the problem. But no, I mean, obviously Massachusetts did great here. Definitely excited to see them move on to the next round. I'm not sure who they're playing without looking at the bracket, but should be definitely interesting. And if they're smart, the enemy team will ban Caitlyn. That's why I banned Caitlyn in my solo queue games. Well, I did until this last patch when Samir came out. But up until then, I was banning Caitlyn.
Then they
So,
gave you a new champion to ban
they gave me a
every game.
new champion. I mean, that's why she's so strong, right? Even after the nerfs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, after this game, we're going to have another few games tonight. So we're going to go to a quick intermission. Thanks for tuning in to Scuff League.
Yeah, we'll be back shortly. Thanks, guys. Buddy, we're coming back for our second game of the night here, and we do have Minnesota versus Alabama. Um, this one, last one was looking a little more even. It didn't turn out this way, or turn out that way. And then this one looks scary for Alabama. I'll say that much. We got full diamonds, uh, as long as there's no subs or anything coming in.
Yeah, definitely. Last game we were hoping for a close one, didn't get it. Maybe this game, if we expect a stomp, we'll get a close game.
Good thinking. The reverse psychology. We'll make sure we're sending the PayPal invoice now to make sure that the Minnesota trolls a little bit. So we can get exciting. Um, we're writing in the script like, please do something interesting.
Yep, this is completely legal with league rules. We just paid off
There's
the
nothing
players a little
stopping
bit,
us.
just troll a
There's so
little
much money in
bit.
Scuffed League exchanging hands.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's all on the DL though. So
yeah, yeah. So we just
hush
exposed him.
hush. Need to know basis.
And we need to know. But yeah, we're seeing this as they're trying to get the lobby formed up. I mean, this is tough when you're against 5 diamonds. You got to figure out, okay, what are we going to do, right? How are we going to tackle this? Because you can't expect to just go even in lane and outscale against a bunch of diamonds. It's just you got to have something else up your sleeve.
Yeah, when you're playing against a team that's obviously higher ranked and things like that, it's like, what are your win cons? You can try to team fight them, try to have a really good team fight oriented comp. Get lots of shielding, CC, things like that. But it's like they're better than you. Well, they're probably gonna outplay you in a team fight either way. All right, play for the laning phase, scale up, try to get somebody ahead. Well, if they're better than you, they're probably gonna outlane you. So what I was thinking is Alabama just needs to go for the cheesiest possible. I'm talking like double decker, like grilled cheese sandwich, maybe a little corn on the side, and just hardcore cheese comp into Minnesota. Last game they played, they went with like a Hecarim Shen combo, which I think is a
Yeah,
really strong combo, but it might not be enough to take down Minnesota.
yeah, they might have to try to pull something out that's unexpected, or can try to get them off to a really bad start for Minnesota at least, and maybe you try to snowball that way. I suppose you can hope that Minnesota does something trolly and picks like a really early game draft, and maybe that goes badly. But I think if you're Minnesota, there's no reason to do that, right? You pick champions that you can play and that will scale okay, and worst case, you just wait it out and win eventually through your mechanics, right? So the onus is kind of on Alabama here to try to figure something out and get an edge in some way. I mean, we are talking as if there's at all. I wouldn't say that, but I mean, on Alabama, you got 2 plats, you got 3 goals. It's a pretty solid team compared to some of the teams we saw, at least in the first round of this tournament, and even some of the ones in the second round, just because of how the bracket worked out. But when it comes to who you're playing against, when you're playing against one of these teams like North Carolina or Minnesota or Iowa, you got to try to figure something out. You got to try to be creative and try to outthink your opponents in draft phase and give yourself an edge. Excuse me, somewhere in there. Again, sponsored by Cold Liquid Beverages. They're making me burp.
Shout out to the cold liquid beverage. Yeah, I mean, so you know, if I'm looking at picks that are going to be highly contested in this pick ban, I think one of the big ones that actually stuck out to me is Lucian.
Mm,
I think it could be a nice flex pick for Alabama as we head into the draft here now. Alabama can flex it both mid lane and
mm.
ADC. I think
Yeah,
Minnesota can probably match that as well. And, very strong picks. Lucian experienced a few buffs recently, and we've seen all kinds of ADCs popping up in Worlds as well. Yeah, I think there was one game where the first 3 picks were all ADCs. So
yeah.
um, we'll see if that's the same thing here.
ADC is a weak role, by the way, Kappa. But yeah, that Lucian pick is really, really strong, and you can play it mid, you can play it top. You don't see it as much in lower elo, but I mean, either team, I wouldn't be surprised if you do see it. And I know that Alabama did, or was it Alabama that had picked that already? Sorry, I missed what you.
What picked the
The Lucian.
Minnesota actually played Lucian
They
in their
did play
last
Lucian.
game.
Okay, I was trying to
Alabama
remember
did
which
not.
team actually played it. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean that might be a smart thing to try to maybe expect and counter in some way, but I mean, yeah, it's a really strong pick, and if they do get it, you can flex it around, right? So definitely one of those picks that's really valuable in the draft phase because it can kind of mask what you're actually doing. And we are seeing bans come through for Alabama. The 3 bans are Leeson, Blanc, and Senna. Yeah,
Surprised to see the Senna ban.
yeah, Senna is interesting. I wouldn't be expecting a team like Minnesota really prioritizing the Senna that highly, but I mean, it could be one of those things where you say, okay, ADC, just chill out. We're going to play some high fee champs and just heal us. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, Senna's really strong. You can do that, but it's not the champ you expect to carry by yourself for sure.
Yeah,
And
Minnesota's
that
just
Alawi
gonna
ban.
ban out those AIDS champs. Alawi's super obnoxious to play into. I mean, she hits her E and then just takes out half your health bar.
Yeah.
That's not fun. Set
No.
obviously really annoying to play against, and Leona's just a really great CC champion. So just trying to take away some of those champs that they don't want to see.
And we are going to see that blue side first pick Caitlyn, I think, here. I mean, it's always a great B1 pick because it's just so good in everything. There's really no lane that counters Caitlyn right now because of her range and how strong she is. Unless you do some weird cheese stuff, Twitch or something, and try to like sneak up on her. But
Twitch would be awesome. I would love
to see Twitch. I love Twitch. Definitely exciting. And we are going to see the Hecarim pick taken away from Alabama here. They did pick that before, so, and that's a great lock for jungle. Potentially flexible to top. I know technically that used to be kind of a pick, but I'm assuming it'll be the jungle. And we are going to see the Lucian we talked about. So some flexibility there. Really, really strong mid laner that can go pretty well into most matchups that I'm aware of, as long as you've got the skill for it and don't get cheesed out.
Yeah, even top lane, we didn't mention. You could play Lucian
Sure,
top,
it could be
mid,
Lucian top.
ADC, support, jungle,
So,
screw it,
Go for the Huni strategy. Maybe not jungle, but you go
Not
for
go
the
that
Huni
far.
strat. Yeah, and we're seeing the Vel'Koz locked in from Alabama. That's interesting.
And I believe that is Vel'Koz support, by the way. I know that Slovena plays that in support role, and that's a lot of range in the bot lane. So that could be really oppressive for Minnesota to deal with.
Yeah, and based on that, I would imagine it'd be a little troll for Minnesota to not take some other ADC because Lucian is going to have a hard time into that lane just because of the range. So this is probably going to be a solo lane. Lucian and a Shyvana, probably the AP Shyvana, since that's all I've really seen recent times. An unusual pick, but can be really strong. I mean, she can do a lot of damage, takes dragons and objectives super fast, and scales up pretty well. So there's definitely some interesting things that could happen here. I don't know how it matches up into. I feel like Hecarim is probably just better, generally speaking, in terms of the meta, but certainly some opportunity here. And they are going to take the Ezreal and the comp. The strong marksman coming through here. Going to be a lot of damage for Minnesota.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the Shyvana pick is really interesting here. I mean, like you said, that full AP is can be absolutely disgusting damage late game, but if this Hecarim's able to just kind of run all over this Shyvana, I'm not sure how much Solomon Khan, the jungler for Alabama, is going to be able to do on that pick. It could be top lane as well. You never know. Maybe a Conqueror Shyvana pick as well. I know that's been common sometimes, but we'll have to see here as the last few bans come through.
Yeah, and Minnesota did ban away the Shen here. I was actually thinking as we were going into this next phase that it might be smart for Minnesota to pick a champion like Shen on B4, because especially with the combo with the Hecarim, and also because it's such a safe blind pick top laner. I mean, you can always pick Ornn too, right? But I am surprised they're banning that away instead of maybe targeting, a mid laner or something.
Looks like that last ban was fixed.
Yeah.
Yep.
They did ban the Fizz in that last ban, so that's got to be targeted towards Alabama's mid laner.
And the Pantheon, that was played support last game for Minnesota. They had a really aggressive CC comp, so the Pantheon will be taken away from Wackelbear in the support position.
Yeah, that is an interesting ban because, I mean, sure, it could be good into the Vel'Koz just one-on-one, but when you're talking about Caitlyn, I don't know if the Pantheon's really ever going to be able to do much into a lane like that. So Maybe it's just because he's comfortable on it and they don't want to deal with it. And we
Ooh.
might see the blitz come through. It's a zillion.
It's Speedy Heckram time, Taco.
Oh, yeah, that does make sense to get the zillion R and the speed. We have seen that in before. I remember, I think it was the NA final. Pika or something got sped up by Bjerg and just charged it down. They won anyway, so it didn't matter.
That
But
might have been. I think I recall Selfmade did that on Fnatic
was it
as well.
self-made?
Yeah, like he
Okay.
just ran it down mid lane, second tier tower, just died.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was remembering. I thought it was TSM because it's a zillion, right? But
Yeah, that's a fair assumption.
yeah, and we are going to see the Annie here. That's a
I like
champion we
these
don't see
picks.
too much. That's
This is
very
cheese.
interesting.
It's cheese,
Yeah,
Taco.
they're going for some weird stuff. They're trying to get a lot of pressure bot lane, trying to, I guess, go for objectives. Maybe they're just going to really focus on dragons with Shyvana and Caitlyn. And this Annie's going to just try to hold it down in the mid. I know he mentioned before that the Vel'Koz is most likely support. You could see a swap here, though. It could be like Annie support. I really doubt it, but
Ooh.
you could see some weird stuff. And a Rammus. Oh wait, that is actually Malphite.
Okay,
it looks
Malphite.
like.
Okay, so it is going to be
say-
Shyvana jungle.
Okay, that makes much more sense. So the Malphite is a decent, safe top lane. It is a little weird to see that instead of like, Ornn's available, right? But Malphite, if that's what he's comfortable on, is always a retainer. And the team fight combo with your Annie and Malphite, that's some crazy R's. And then I thought that was a Draven, but it's actually a Sylas.
Okay.
Got
I
some
was
weird
like,
stuff going on with Pro
380
Draft. I was like, what is this Ezreal jungle back? Like, what's going on here? But no, that is a Sylas.
I
And-
like the Sylas pick a lot. Look at all the ultimates he can steal there. I mean,
Yeah,
Annie,
that's a
well-
great pick actually.
At the same time, he'll get his own Tibbers, right? He'll get
Yeah.
Vel'Koz ult. But Shyvana ult, how does that work? Does he just get the kind of swoop from
That's a
Shyvana
good
and that's it?
point. I believe with Sylas for all those like transform ults, right, where it's like Nidalee R or Shyvana R, I think you basically transform and like get that. So I think I don't know if he stays as the dragon or if it's just as the jump. I would imagine he
Okay.
stays as the dragon for a bit. That would make sense. It'd be kind of lame if you just jump forward and then.
Yeah, I don't play with or like as that champion enough, so
But there's so many possibilities, right? Every time Sylas game, it's totally different. So
yeah,
and that's what makes him so interesting for sure.
it'll be a fun
um,
pick to watch though.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, there's some amazing ults. Malphite R, you got Annie R, you got Vel'Koz R.
Malphite, yeah, totally forgot
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, even Kate R. Because of the scaling with, that can do a lot of damage when you give it to someone like Sylas. Because normally, last game it didn't look like a poke ult, but normally
Yeah.
it would be.
It was a last hit ult because every time you hit somebody, they
They
Could
just
have
melt it.
health.
Right, but normally it's not like that. But when you give it to someone like Sylas with a bunch of AP scaling, it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, and one thing to mention with that Sylas pick is that does mean it will be going top lane into the Malphite. So we have Sylas and a Malphite, Heckram and a Shyvana,
That's actually a good
Lucian
point.
mid in the Annie, and then we
Yeah.
have Ezreal Zillion bot lane into Vel'Koz,
Yeah.
Caitlyn.
Yeah, Sylas top probably makes the most sense. You could swap it still, though. Lucian would probably do fine into Malphite. Poke him down the big tank and just farm for free, and maybe Sylas wants to go mid.
Yeah, the only issue is there, Malphite obviously excels really well if he's able to build armor items. So,
Sure.
if he's in a matchup where he's already building armor, that's going to be more beneficial than if he has to build some MR into the Sylas. So,
Sure. So you want to make sure he's having to build less than
yeah,
ideal. So
I would
that's probably
expect
what
to
it
see the
is.
Sylas top.
Yeah, and it looks like that just from the actual lobby, but maybe they'll swap. No, I'm kidding.
You never know.
Yeah, it would be a really advanced strat to wait and to pro draft like, oh yeah, this is what it is, and lock it in 20
Yeah.
seconds like swap. I don't know if that's actually allowed, but I don't see why
Who
not.
knows? I don't.
So-
Yeah, I think it's within the realm of Scuff League.
They do it. They do it in real games where they're just swapping back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. Mind games. So Taco, just looking at the comps in general, which one do you like more?
It kind of comes down to what's good meta wise and just strong chain. What's good in terms of the unique comp, right? I'd probably give the edge to Minnesota's comp just in general, just because I think the champs synergize better. I think they're all really strong in lane. They're going to scale up great. You're going to be able to work really well with the Hecarim. The team fight's going to be disgusting from them, and Silas gets to steal all these amazing. But that being said, I do like Alabama's draft with the, they've got a great wombo combo. They can layer all these ults together. Silas has to pick one. So, Malphite can RN, Annie can RN, and yeah, there's just so much potential for locking people down with amazing ults. And
Yeah, the
maybe
biggest
just
thing I'm looking
delete
at.
Lucian and Israel and stuff.
Yeah, the biggest thing I'm looking at is the AOE on the side of Alabama. I mean,
Hmm.
Malphite, Shyvana, Annie, Vel'Koz. I mean, if they can get a wombo off, which is what they're going for, it could be really big for them. But look at all the mobility on the side of Minnesota. You've got dashes
Right.
on both of your ADs. You've got a dash on Silas. You can hit some CC on Hecarim, but he's probably going to be sped around by this Zillion all day long. And even if you're able to isolate one target, if that Zillion's anywhere in the area to ult them, it's just going to be really tough for Alabama to even get picked.
Yeah, it's going to be, can they land something on the Lucian and burst him down? Yes or no. If they do, he'll die because he's going to be a squishy Lucian. If not, he'll be fine because he'll dash out and they won't be able to land anything else. So it's about getting that. And then after that, you can really get rid of somebody. But you got to land that first ability. And while they do have good engages with the R's, it's not like they don't have like a thresh hook or something that can start the fight and then you are into it. It's going to be the Annie Flash R or the Malphite R. It's going to have to start
Yeah,
these fights off.
yeah, the ultimates are really what's gonna take it, and that's a little shoddy for Alabama. If you're depending on nothing but ultimate cooldowns to win fights, you really have
Yeah,
to pick your fights well. And if
that's
you
when you hope the
whiff
Cloud
one,
Drake comes in.
well, all right, that's my next question, Taco. What's the first dragon? What's the soul of this game?
So see, this is the getting some Cloud Drake coming in, or like a first Cloud Drake would be nice just to kind of get things going, or a Cloud Soul. For actually predicting though, I think it'll be a Mountain Drake first and an Ocean Soul.
All right, Ocean Soul. All right.
It should be good for both teams, but I could definitely see the value of Cloud Soul actually for both teams because ult cooldowns are really important for Alabama. And then if you get the Soul and get the speed for Minnesota, I mean, they'll never die because they'll never get hit by anything. So
Yeah,
that could be
Cloud Soul would
interesting.
be massive for Alabama if they're able to get that this game. But I think it's going to be a pretty good early game. If I'm looking at the bot lane for Alabama, they have that rage advantage, and I really don't think Zillion has a whole lot of lane presence. He's very squishy. I mean, he can walk up for Q damage,
Yeah.
but if he gets hit by anything by this Vel'Koz, I think they should be able to poke him out pretty easily.
Yeah, I think there'll be some definite built-in bot lane pressure, even if they're not getting kills, because Ezreal Zillion is pretty safe. There'll definitely be a lot of pressure and wave pushing, and that's exactly what Shyvana wants. Want to stack up those dragons, regardless of what soul they are. And so for her, that's probably going to be the strategy: is trying to force objectives, trying to get dragons quickly, and hopefully from there being able to scale up. And I mean, any of the dragons will be pretty good for them. Being able to have the Mountain Soul on a Malphite would be really good. On the Annie, just to be harder to kill, and they can just siege more. Cloud Soul would be great, like we talked about. Infernal's always good, especially when you've got long range abilities. Um, and the Ocean Soul would be disgusting for siege too. So for them, they'd really want these dragons. And the key is if Minnesota can just out lane and just prevent them from getting dragons, I think it'll be really hard for Alabama to do much.
Definitely. Well, we are loading onto the Rift here, so
Yeah.
it's really quick load-in time, and I'm really excited to see if Alabama can pull off the upset here against the Minnesota Comets.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. And, we're going to see the synergy here. But Danny 1 and Danny 2 is excited to before the game would start.
We'll let you do the
who's
math
who.
on. Yeah, we'll let you do the math on who's who.
Yeah, they're just going to be sort of maybe trying to collapse on top side, but Malphite's just going to get off his poke spell and going to back off. Not much going on. Lucian gets his
Shenanigans here early
passive
game.
out of the Caitlyn. The press the attack procs. Zillion throws a bomb onto his teammate. Doesn't really accomplish much, but I guess force the Caitlyn to back off, get a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, I
Get some
like that
vision
play.
Yeah.
Just play aggressive early. Why not? If you're 5 stack, if you're just 5-point stance. There's nothing exciting about that. You gotta give us a little pizzazz here, you know.
Yeah,
So
it's a good decision to start with that early. And I gotta say I give props to Minnesota honestly for picking I'd say a more respectful comp than we've seen from some of the high level teams here. A lot of the
absolutely.
drafts from these really strong teams have been kind of they seem like they're kind of messing around. They're spamming their emotes, which is fun. The BM, I get it, but it seems like Minnesota is taking this serious practice in and maybe even get good game times in. I don't know if that affects. Well, I think that still affects side selection future rounds, as far as I know. So it is smart to probably take the game seriously, even if you're pretty sure you're going to win.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to make. You know, as we are getting closer to the finals of the tournament, I think it's important for teams to start practicing different comps, different game situations, things like that. So I like that they're taking this one more seriously with their draft and, trying something different. You know, the Zillion support something new for them. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. One thing interesting to
so
point out, I
exciting.
should say here, is the Malphite actually did decide to go mid lane to match up
Interesting.
with the Lucian, as that's a little more favorable than the Silas, as we talked about, but is getting
Yeah,
poked
that's an
out quite a
interesting
bit here,
swap.
actually.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of talked about that that he wouldn't want to be in the Lucian, or that he would want to be the Lucian. Excuse me. So this does work out for sure. Um, yeah,
Yeah, looks like the lanes are going pretty even for now. You know, Lucian is getting some really nice trades in mid, and he's actually going to go back for a trade.
oh wow, almost gets the Malphite down.
Yeah, you see both of them popping their pots there. Both went corrupting pot early game. Meanwhile, Silas is pushing
Yep.
in the top lane there.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I gotta talk more about this swap. That is definitely not what we were expecting. Annie is always like a mid or support champion typically. Um, but yeah, into the Silas here, it just becomes mid lane. I guess it's top now.
Well, and it looks like it's already not working out for the side of Alabama. Malphite already had to back. They're both down pretty far in CS. And if there's any chance our observers could maybe move the scoreboard icons for those two, I don't know if they're able to do that, but just have the Malphite go mid.
Nope. Malphite is trying to kill the Lucian. One on Owen.
Ooh,
Lucian does flash out.
Hekrum's there now though.
Yep. Hecarim is trying to follow up, but probably not going to get anything done here.
There
Thanks
we
for
go.
the swap. It's perfect.
Thanks, Jazz. Shout out to Jazz, our observer.
Yeah, excellent observers.
Always on the ball.
Observation. All right.
Nice
Well,
stun from Annie.
yeah, and we are seeing CS discrepancies already coming out from all three lanes. I mean, Lucian Malphite, you'd expect that. And it's not too bad for Annie yet. She's getting to maybe freeze a little bit. But the Ezreal's up on farm, and even the Hecarim's been able to farm more than Siobhan. I guess that's what
Training in
you...
mid lane.
Oh, and good flash by the Malphite to get out, but it does have to burn that. So now both mid laners are flashless. Wouldn't be surprised if we see more return ganks from Hecarim. I know Shyvana usually just still wants to farm until 6 because she's not going to do much until then. But if it was an early game jungler on the side of the blue team here, then I would expect a little bit more fights around mid. But it's probably just going to be Hecarim doing that.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to point out is Hecarim did use Ghost there, so another summoner used for the flash mid. And Shyvana, she is a power farming jungler, especially early game. She
For
just
sure.
wants to get her items. She wants to get as much AP as possible early, and then she also wants to get Dragon Prio as that. I believe her passive, it gives her increased damage with every dragon that she kills. So
Yeah, and that's what we talked about early game or before the game too. Was that this bot lane is definitely the kind of bot lane you want to have if you're focused on dragons, and Shyvana is the most dragon focused champion in the game by just how her passive works. So still not sure if that's actually going to come to anything. Shyvana's not quite level 6 yet, but if they are able to get some of these. Oh, and Annie's very low. Silas is not able to get the kill, but Annie is going to have to back and teleport back up to the top lane to not miss too much more farm.
yeah, game of inches for both of the solo laners of Alabama. Both of them getting very low health there, and both have to back as Malphite makes the long walk back. And we are seeing
he
this
is,
poke bot lane here.
Yeah, the Poke and the bot lane's coming through. It's nice to see them, holding their own. It is really rough in the mid lane though, because Lucian has a Cole with 42 CS and Malphite 15. He's not getting much here. So that definitely feels bad for. I mean, sure, Malphite, he's always useful because of his art. He'll scale up, and he is surviving for now, but it still is rough to be, getting hit so much. And the Culling's going to go down.
He's just gonna try to poke him out there. This Malphite, he's gonna have a tough time in this lane until he gets more armor.
Yeah, just
so he's
trying
just
to play him
trying
out.
to start it. Shyvana did get
Oh.
Dragon.
Yep, that's exactly what they want. So their team's comp is coming into fruition here with being able to get that first dragon.
Yeah,
And getting the
big
Infernal
pickup.
Dragon is nice, and the start get a little extra bonus damage.
Big props to Alabama for getting the priority, and Lucian was busy fighting mid lane. Meanwhile, we got to fight in the river.
Shyvana is staying a little too long. Probably just going to die to the Hecarim. Hecarim didn't keep going. Okay. I'm honestly surprised that Hecarim didn't go. I guess he doesn't have ult yet, so maybe he just didn't think it was worth it, just wants the scuttle, but maybe they could have killed Shyvana, but I guess Kate and Vel'Koz were still pressuring, so maybe he felt like it wasn't worth the risk.
Yeah, Hecarim just gets ult off of his off the Scuttle Crab there. He's happy to just get that extra farm. But like I was saying, big props to Alabama. The Lucian was busy mid lane, so Shyvana takes the opportunity with the priority that they had bot lane with this great range advantage that they have. And they do get the first dragon. It is an Infernal first, so you didn't get that right, but we'll see if you get the Ocean Soul part right, Taco.
Yeah, no, I was wrong once again about the first, but I could still be right for later.
Still be right.
So we'll see. Yep. And Danny 1 is pressuring his top side pretty easily. Up in farm by a lot, which is unfortunate but it's just how oppressive Silas is.
Shyvana's here.
Could be ganking, but the lane, I mean, with the minions coming in, this is not a great time to gank.
She does have 6.
She does have 6 though, but Lucian's
also
roaming up
here,
too.
and Hecarim.
This is going to be interesting. Minnesota does have the advantage of numbers here, but probably not going to do much. Just going to back off. Malphite is roaming up as well.
Yeah,
and he is level
almost
6 now
right
too.
there. Solomon Khan shows up, and I think that Minnesota decides that they don't want to go for that play. They'll just happily go back. Lucian happy with the lead that he has here, and he's going to play really aggressive here.
Yeah, that was actually not a bad trade for the Malphite. I mean, obviously Lucian's still fine, but she could have gone worse. And
Yeah, you see Malphite.
He's trading back. He's trading back with that spell. Throwing
Yeah, the
rock.
corrupting pot keeping him healthy. Every time he backs, he's gonna be looking for more armor. Whoa, lots of damage.
The Tibbers, the fake Tibbers, almost kills Annie, but she does live barely with the flash. Couldn't
I
eat it
like
back
that.
off.
It's the Hex Tech Tibbers.
Yeah, that's pretty cool looking. It is unfortunate when it's being used against you. Heck is running it down, trying to get to Annie.
She's got stunned.
Annie is gonna die. Hecarim was giving Silas the confidence to keep going in, and not really anything Shyvana could do, unfortunately, in that. So the Annie will go down. Unfortunately, despite how much we talked about the Annie pick, it hasn't really done much, but I guess we're still waiting to see if we can get some team fights. And Shyvana goes in, her R expires, and Annie's going to TP up just to catch the wave, but she might get bursted down again. Worst thing that could happen is, because Hecarim is still topside, if he's able to get a nice gank off again onto this Annie, could be a problem, but I think Silas is just going to back.
Yeah, Hecarim does a good job of keeping the Shyvana busy while the Silas picks up that first blood. That's going to be really important for him. He's up to a 30 CS lead in the top lane, and then about a 50 CS lead, about 40 something for the Lucian in the mid lane.
Yeah, we're seeing some trading bot lane, but nothing too much going to come of it. Silas is going onto the Annie again.
That's
Annie
Annie.
pops her real ult, but it doesn't really do much. She didn't have the stun procced, so it's not really going to accomplish much.
Re-engage.
Silas is just going to jump on her. Stun comes through. He's going to die.
Zillion just got popped bot lane, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Zillion keeps his team alive. Doesn't lose there, but yeah, this is rough for the Annie. Really getting styled on for sure.
It's refreshing to see this Minnesota bot lane seeing some trouble, with this strong ranged bot lane that Alabama has. I would have liked to see the Shyvana play more towards bot side and try to get them some kills, really try to snowball this, because the Silas is going to be able to outplay you a lot of times with his ultimate. He's kind of dumpstering on the Annie as well. So I think Shyvana needs to really shy away from that and help out his bot lane.
Yeah. Malphite's trading back. It's doing good damage to Lucian, but he's still got a lot more farm. He's got his man immune. and he's going to be scaling up pretty hard. That is a smart build at these days with the Lucian to just make sure you don't get
nice stun.
out. The stun goes down onto the Caitlyn, and she's definitely going to die. Oh, and Lucian casually kills Malphite off screen.
What do?
Oh, and that fear was nasty onto the Vel'Koz. Shyvana's the only one left alive in this bot fight. 3 dead already for Alabama. The solo kill from the Malphite dying and bot side dying. That's rough, because bot side was where they had the advantage. But smart by them to, oh man, Hecarim's going to jump in. Just going to live from the tower damage. He's going to be fine.
Yeah, and Minnesota gets everything they want there. They get the kill mid lane, they get 3 bot lane, and they're going to get a free Ocean Dragon off of that, most likely, unless they decide to just back off. Looks like Hector's going to go to his Gromp instead.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fed horsey. It's going to be really tough for Alabama to deal with that. Tower shot hits Ezreal, but he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, and it looks like Minnesota is just going to reset here. They're pretty happy with where they're at with gold. A little bit of a skirmish here top.
Oh, and the Annie just gets destroyed by the Silas. I mean, when he heals that much, that far, you just can't fight him anymore. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, their top side is definitely pulling away with the lead here as their bot lane struggles to Alabama's bot lane struggles to get anything going, really.
Yeah, I mean, they started off good, but you know, I mean, they won the rest of the map. Minnesota basically destroyed both solo lanes, and eventually was like, all right, I guess we'll go bot. But blue side might still get the second dragon. They managed.
Zillion just popped ult. He's respawning right now.
Yeah, Zillion pops ult and stays alive. It's still a fairly long cooldown. This is going to be a Cloud Soul, which we talked about earlier. That's going to be good for Alabama if they can actually get to it. They've got to actually secure the dragons, though, because they got the first 2, but it's only going to get harder from here.
Hecarim's here.
Hecarim jumps in, ults, and the Malphite flashes out. So
yeah, Shyvana kind of whiffed her ult there. That was a bit of a misplay there, but she does end up keeping the Malphite safe. Does steal away Scuttle.
Steal the Scuttle. Shyvana's doing good this game. Props to her. She's making stuff happen, getting the objectives for her team.
Ooh.
And Malphite goes in, does a lot of damage, but it's not enough, and Shyvana doesn't have a way to fall. I don't know if her R was back off cooldown yet, but it's not the best situation for her to follow up, considering how strong the members are.
Yeah, Lucian actually eat out of that Malphite ult. That was huge.
Yeah, you're right. I was wondering why you didn't take more damage from that. So that was a really good play. Oh, see, we are seeing the Silas in action, stealing the Shyvana ult. There's 2 dragons.
Oh, he turns into Shyvana for a bit. Okay.
Yeah, he turns into Shyvana and walks around. That's kind of what I expected, because it's kind of, that's how the R works. But
yeah,
those weird things where you don't know until you actually check. Coling's going down mid lane. Kate is trying to see if she can get rid of this Lucian, but he backs off. He procs his Cole. Oh, interesting. The trap.
Yeah, so the trap hit mid-E from Hecarim, and then she flashed
out.
Yeah, she flashed out, didn't end up getting hit by the E at all. Pretty well played, actually.
Not bad, not bad. Silas is probably going to get this top tower, though. This is almost like an 8K gold lead we're seeing right now. Or, still thinking of the wrong team, but Minnesota has got that lead.
Yeah, Minnesota, I'm a little surprised they wouldn't try to contest these dragons, as it is pretty good on Shyvana. We've got to fight top, though.
Yeah, and they haven't gone for the Rift Herald either. Silas is going to probably, but he lives with a sliver of HP. He's holding out his potion. This Malphite has been at like 10 HP all game, I swear.
Yeah, he's been using those corrupting pots on
just
reset.
Spamming it, yeah.
We got 2 top, though.
Oh, the Shyvana ult does land.
Big damage.
Silas is healing up and steals the Malphite.
Clean.
That's what we talked about, where he's got these amazing ults on Alabama, but Silas can take them. And if he's able to use them better, that can really change the way these fights are going. So that's rough to lose 2 right there. The 1v2 with the Silas, he is huge.
Yeah, Danny too, now 5-0, 600 gold bounty on the top laner there, and he is really asserting his dominance here. And it looks like, despite the 2 dragons going over to Alabama, no kills being able to come over to their side.
Yeah, so it's not a perfect game in terms of the objectives, but kill-wise, I mean, they really haven't been able to accomplish anything yet. And Caitlyn and Shyvana are the only ones that really have gold. I mean, Annie and Malphite are basically our bots at this point.
Yeah, the solo lanes for Minnesota both almost double the farm or gold of their opponents right now. So it really is on the bot lane for Alabama.
Stanny is so squishy. Lucian's gonna flash in. Oh, she flashes and tries to R, but well, Shyvana will get one back.
Nice shutdown.
Yeah, that's a good shutdown on Shyvana. That's definitely nice for them. I mean, it just shows how strong Lucian is that he was able to get that so easily, even with Annie having flash. But it is really good for Shyvana to get at least one kill on the board, get some gold, because they really need that. Interesting.
Now Fight walks into the doubles.
A little bit
bomb.
awkward.
That's
Oh no. The Hecarim here lands. Kate is probably dead. And
Really well played.
Hecarim's just going to casually kill them too.
Oh!
Ooh, and there's that Caitlyn R. I'm telling you, man. When he gets that AP ratio, it does a lot of damage.
Big damage from
Real scary.
Caitlyn are there. Really well played by Danny one there. Really good Hecarim ult to get the Caitlyn on the back end of that.
Yeah, it just put the Caitlyn right into the enemy team. There's nothing she can do.
Shyvana whips the ult there.
That is unfortunate. I mean, she's trying her best, but yeah, but
How
this
do you
enemy team
miss
is
that
so mobile.
ability?
Yeah, because the other team has dashes.
And that's what we talked about. You know, they're able to get out. We saw that Lucian E when the Malphite ulted in that river fight up towards top side. It's the exact kind of mobility that is allowing Minnesota to play so aggressively.
Yeah. Yeah, and this one's probably, I mean, we'll see with the Dragons, but it is looking like this is going to be probably another stomp here. They haven't taken that many towers yet because Alabama is able to wave clear decently still. But it's going to be hard here. Oh, Vel'Koz is going to face check, pops the flash and the barrier, and just gets wiped anyway. Yeah, that R is doing a lot of damage.
Yep, Lucian says, this is my jungle, this is my town. And Hecarim is going to start up the dragon there. That
He
should be
says,
a
so,
free
need a
one.
little help. And that kills Vel'Koz.
Yeah. Might look for more.
Chasing after the Malphite, too. I mean, yeah, he's so strong. Like, the only one who can fight him is Shyvana can do damage, and Caitlyn, that's it. And the the dragon is going to go to red side, and that's the issue here, right? Is they're starting to get so strong that you can't just get some pressure on the bot side and get a dragon. The whole map is no longer yours.
Hecarim's going to pop Rift here as well. Oh,
Silas casually kills the Annie top side.
TP'd up there, used the Malphite ult that he just stole.
Yep. Very, very good play from there. Rift Herald gets the first charge, gets the inner tower down. Might get off one more charge, but I think they're going to be able to kill it. Yep. That's still good use of the Rift Herald.
Yeah, meanwhile, Ezreal's been free farming mid this whole time while Alabama tries to answer. Yeah, they do.
Oh, the Malphite ult goes down. Zillion ult's on the Lucian, so he will respawn. A lot of health, but maybe Shyvana can get some damage down.
Nice.
Oh, she popped him. Wow, the Shyvana damage is finally coming through. Ooh, she's gonna get the Hecarim too, maybe? Wow, the Shyvana's coming up clean.
Ezreal might clean up here. So much damage from the Shyvana.
Oh, the damage. Oh. Wow, the Shyvana. That's a poggers. Can I get some pogs in the chat? Yeah, but Caitlyn flashes, but ignore that. The Shyvana smurfed on him that time.
I see you, Solomon
she's
Khan.
Actually diamond. Yeah, that was a great play from Shyvana. That's exactly what they needed.
That's what AP Shyvana can do. You know, Minnesota getting a little cocky there, like we've seen in the past, going for a little more than they can chew there, and Alabama's able to really do a good job kiting it out and getting those final blows in. And Shyvana just got a lot of gold off of those shutdowns, triple gold going over there.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a ton of farm too. She's got more farm than anyone else in the game except for Lucian. Well, except for Lucian and
gold in the
Ezreal.
pocket.
But the most on her team.
Second most
she's
in the
farming
game.
up. Yeah, I mean that's what you have to do when you're in this situation is just try to put your carry bants on and make something happen. She does have that Nashor's Tooth, and she's going to be getting looks like the Morellos as well, which is interesting. I don't know if I love the Morello here, but maybe she's just buying the Oblivion Orb and then gonna go for something else. But
yeah, I think the pen is all right, and I think it's mostly for the Silas.
Yeah, the Silas healing is really good. That's a good point. For the rest of the team, I wouldn't be too worried about the healing specifically, but for Silas, yeah, that is a fair point.
Yeah, and you know, Hecarim is getting a death stance now. He has that built-in healing from his W as well. So there's enough outputs, and the flat penetration from Morello's pretty decent. So,
yeah,
you know, one thing to point out as well, he has all 4 of their kills right now. So if he goes down in a team fight,
Yeah,
it's just kind of
that's true.
GG for
Yeah,
Alabama.
he is pretty much all of their power. The only consolation is that Caitlyn does at least have her Stormrazor. But I mean, Malphite's sitting on a Thornmail, and he has like no HP. He's only a level 11 right now. And Annie is again still an Arbot, really weak, very squishy. Can't do too much except for maybe get a clean Flash R, which is always possible, but we haven't really seen her pull off anything like that yet because she's usually just dying in a side lane.
Yeah, she's so weak. I would have liked to see her pay a little bit of respect to their team and get a arm guard, at least, you know, instead of rushing the Ludens. But
Yeah,
she's
something more defensive. Maybe
quite a
Banshees even.
non-factor at this point in the game right now. And Minnesota is prepping around the Baron up in that top jungle, trying to create a death bush.
Yeah, they've got the Fnatic Death Brush. They got a couple of them here actually with 2 control wards. They are going to get seen by the plant though. Fortunate for the Cloud Soul providing those nice little vision plants. They look
I'm
at the Baron.
surprised they're scared to start this. They should really just start it up.
I'm not
there.
sure why they were hesitating, but I guess they just wanted to think it over a little bit. But they've got so much damage with Dilution, Ezreal. I mean, they're just going to destroy this Baron.
Yeah, double ADCs is going to take that real easy. I don't think Alabama's in any position to contest it either.
They're really not. I think the best thing Alabama maybe can do is try to get pressure elsewhere, and not die to Stylus, which they already failed, as I said it. But maybe if they can try to, I guess it's probably not going to be enough time. If the dragon was spawning a little sooner, maybe they could have gone for it. Ooh, the Caitlyn R almost killed us.
Oh, the pancake!
Nice. That's a good combo. The Malphite does manage to get the kill. That was good. But Silas is just going to jump on him.
And Aniar.
Probably going to kill the Caitlyn. Aniar is scary for Silas for sure. Ezreal destroys. Ooh, get the auto. Oh no, the million ult comes down because he didn't have to use it yet, and now Silas forever. And Annie's going to die. Lucian top pulling. She has like 10 HP that just keeps getting shredded, I swear.
Yeah, and they're just going to walk into the base here with the Baron buff up. 3 members dead on the side of Alabama to just the one that is now respawning. And they are just going to respect it. You know, lots of self-control actually coming out from Minnesota after that little fluke in the bot lane. They are just going to go up and get that win soul.
Yeah, I really respect the intelligence of Minnesota here. Lucian does stay a little bit too long.
As Lucian overstays and
I know.
completely takes away everything we just said about
every
this
time.
team.
And then they just immediately just counter everything I just said. But still, I mean, overall the team is smart. They're trying to play to what their champions are strong at, not overstaying their bounds for the most part. I mean, yeah, I think they're getting good practice in. They're establishing how they want to play the game. And that hopefully will help them, you know, assuming they win this game in future rounds against, you know, better competition. Having that kind of discipline is really important because if you're against a team like an Iowa or something where they're also diamonds, you know, you want to make sure that you've got the discipline to play smart and not just hope you win because you're better, right? So, yeah, got good hopes for Minnesota in the future.
All good points to make. I mean, I think if we were to coach one of the players, I'd say Gigabyte needs to lay off a little bit on the int plays, but doing pretty well on the Lucian.
Sometimes
I mean,
you get Lucian, you get your E, you got to dash in and auto. It's like it's
sitting,
natural.
with the most CS in the game, so
yeah,
a little bit. You know, we'll give him props for that. A little bit of respect here.
Yeah. I mean, he can just clear waves so fast, do so much damage. It feels really good when you're an ADC player to get that strong. Malphite ult does so down. Hecarim gets his spear off. Ezreal has the Zillion ult, and they're going to take down Caitlyn. Silas steals Malphite ult, and yeah, he's dead. And Silas is going to kill the Annie now. Only one left is Shyvana and Vel'Koz. And Lucian's just going to casually try to end the game. He's pushing the minions. Oh, Shyvana gets one back, but I mean, but unfortunately, like I said, Lucian is currently killing the Nexus towers. Vel'Koz is going to try to stop him, but I don't think she's going to be able to. I don't think Vel'Koz is going to be able to do much. Shyvana's backing, but I think Lucian's just going to end unless he goes for the cheeky kill. But to be fair, I mean,
gotta pad the stats. You know?
I guess he's padding the stats, you know. But maybe should have just tried to end instead of letting the Shyvana back. But still, I mean, they're probably going to get it. Nope.
Whoa.
Yeah,
There's another
again,
in-play
you're
from
right.
Gigabyte.
The Gigabyte, they could have probably just ended the game right there. But
So much
for the
disrespect
BM
coming out
play.
from Minnesota.
Yeah,
The BM.
specifically Lucian. I don't think I've seen it much from the rest of the team.
Yeah, a
Um,
little bit of disconnect there. He's just always going
Yeah.
for the damage, and it's a
Yeah.
little bit trolling. You know, like you were saying, they can't be doing those sorts of things if they're playing a team like Iowa towards the finals. They've
Yeah,
got to
unless
be
Iowa does it too, which we did see before. So it could just be
an
two troll
infest. You
comps
know,
into
yeah.
each other. So then who knows? But if you're assuming that the other high level play, you got to make sure you do too. But I mean, it's still so much damage done to the base. The Nexus towers are gone, 2 inhibs down, only the 1 inhib left in the base. I mean, that's just really rough.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
believe
with that.
they want the experience for maybe a later game fight or something like that. The biggest problem I had there was, in all honesty, Alabama might have been able to turn that fight a little better, but they were so split. Everybody was fighting different members, no
Yeah.
communication on who they needed to focus or anything like that, and they all got split up. So, if they're able to get a wombo off on somebody together, they still have a chance here to maybe win a fight, but it's gonna have to
Yeah.
be soon.
I mean, that's what they have to do, right? Is they've got to try to get the Silas or the Lucian down and chain some ults or something, and then maybe you have a chance to actually win the fight because one of the top members is down. Because if it's just the Ezreal that's alive, he's strong with his farm, but I'm not as worried. The problem right now is that the Silas can literally kill anyone, so you have to you got to be able to focus on him or maybe the Lucian in order to win anything. But this is probably just going to end here. I mean, they're going to take the inhib just to be extra safe. Shyvana ults
Shyvana.
and didn't really land in anything. And the inhib's going to go down. I mean, this is 3 inhibs, 5v5.
Yeah, we'll see if Minnesota
Yeah.
decides to try to end here or if they decide to back out.
Oh,
big
my
ol'.
God. He dashed and then ulted. That was slick. That was like a little Lee Sin move.
That
Just
answers
dashed
that
around.
question.
Yeah, so Shyvana's going to live. Going to save report my team in the post lobby chat.
Damn.
Caitlin's going to live a little
They
longer.
want more.
Going to die
They're
real
getting greedy.
fast.
Ah, they got it.
Yep. And Minnesota's going to wrap it up 31-9. It took a little longer than maybe it should have, but they got it done in the end and mostly clean. So big props to Minnesota. But Alabama tried. They played their own game. They tried to do something different. And I respect the creativity of the draft. Just maybe need to try to play together a little better. Try to maybe play a little safer in lane and try not get so far behind. But respect for the comp, respect for giving it their all and trying to stand up to a team like Minnesota.
Yeah, big shout out to Solomon Khan trying to put the team on his back. 8-3 on the AP Shyvana, doing so much damage in these team fights. So, Alabama, they gave it their all, but it will be Minnesota coming out victorious. MVP, got to give it to Danny Hotballs in the top lane on the Silas. I believe he went 13, 14-0, something like that. So
15-0. Wow.
15-0. So
absolutely disgusting with the
total
Medjais.
carry play.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about South, who's that? And that was the flaw of the comp on Alabama, right? Is they have all the good ults, and then Silas can take them. I mean, we saw Silas use the Kate ult. We saw him use the Alphight ult at the end there. That's the power of this pick, and so you got to respect it for sure from Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that's all for us tonight. I know that there's a couple other games. I believe a certain somebody might be playing later too.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we got more games coming up tonight. We're going to be switching things around a bit first. So it'll be a bit till we come back. But thank you guys for watching and sticking with us. Make sure you continue drinking your cold liquid beverages. Water's the best, but this Fanta is pretty good too. And we'll be back soon with more games. And yeah, thank you all for watching.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Hello there, Scuff League community. This is Michael and Sword coming at you live.
What is this? I thought I had it in my contract. I only work with Yanni now.
I'm Yanni 2.0, first of all.
What is this? Definitely not Yanni crap going on here.
Definitely not Yanni.
Somebody's
That's what
getting
we should-
fired over this after the stream, but fine. I guess we're rolling with it.
Just so everyone knows, I was called in as a last-minute caster. You know, I don't mind. So I'm super excited for this game, Sword. Arizona versus Virginia. These last two games of the day were my two most hyped. We've seen these teams scrim, have we not?
We have. I actually was on the casting team for that scrim. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. I wonder what they learned from their scrims of each other, and see if there's any more targeted bans here.
Yeah. Oh, they're saying hi to you, Dylan. They said hi, guy in the back. Well, I made him wave. That's my twin brother. Now, I know that the Scuff League community has been excited to hear some of these corn facts. This is actually the main reason you watch Scuff League. And since I'm Yanni 2.0, corn is my thing. Let's see here. There are I think one of the main ones I should start with is there are over 3,500 different uses for the corn product. I can only think of maybe 2 or 3. It doesn't say. It doesn't say.
Yeah. No, I know that's been like a. Oh, it's been a
Let's
new
see
thing
here.
where you can make plastic out of corn and it's biodegradable. I know that's kind of been something people are trying to get to take off.
Oh, really? Is that a new thing?
That's been a thing
let's
for
see.
a bit now, but yeah.
So the Corn Belt is made up of Iowa, Illinois, Nebraska, Minnesota, Indiana, Ohio, Wisconsin, South Dakota, Michigan,
Oh,
Missouri, Kansas, and Kentucky. Oh boy, there's so many corn facts. Holy cow!
I hope,
Oh,
I hope
I
there's
guess
at
we should
least one
we should get
Ohio
started.
person in the chat who can follow me up on that. Yeah.
We're gonna have to continue with the corn facts afterwards. Looks like the game is starting, and we do have the Olaf ban, which we did see coming. Acid is the starting jungler for Virginia, and we know that his main champ is
Morgana,
Olaf, I
yep.
believe.
Trying to ban out Wet Downa trolls that Morgana ban. And as always, Arizona's mid laner is just never allowed to play Swain or Vladimir.
Yeah, no, never. The Arizona mid lane, Swagnar, I believe, is gonna get banned out here. Does Swagnar play Morgana mid, or was that primarily?
That
thrown
was
at the
targeted
support?
at Janna. That was targeted at Janna.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, she played Morgana in a game earlier this week. I think it's because Janna only plays like Meiji-esque kind of supports. So they're banning out the Morgana so they can pick an aggressive support and punish her for it easily.
Yeah,
Is I'm assuming what
most
the game
definitely.
plan there is.
I would think so. The Caitlyn pick does come in right away. Caitlyn
Yes.
is still
Yes.
what even post nerf, she's still some consider possibly the strongest ADC.
I
but
love
it
that
just depends
Hecarim
on the
first
situation.
pick.
Ooh.
Hecarim has
Hecarim.
gotten for his actual pick rate, he's got one of the best win rates when you consider how many games he's been a part of in the league so far. Ooh, Aphelios, okay.
Down, pull up the stream on your laptop. What you doing? Twitch, and then go to Scuff League in the search bar, and then join in on the chat. Yeah. Sorry, I was telling my brother to get in on the chat. My twin brother's visiting me from Colorado, which I don't think Colorado was a part of the Corn Belt. Let me check.
I don't think so.
I don't think Colorado was a part of the Corn Belt. No.
The
Dale,
only thing
you're
they
out
grow
of.
there is weeds, if you know what I mean.
Hey, wink, wink. We don't talk like that on Scuffed League chat. The Aphelios now.
No,
This is
that's
interesting.
okay.
This is interesting. Have we? I don't even know if we've seen an Aphelios yet in Scuffed League, but I might
I
have to
think
go back
that is
check.
the first Aphelios. I think that is the first Aphelios. Lulu.
First.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Now again, Sword, I believe your stream is a couple seconds ahead of mine. That might be a Discord issue on my part, so pardon me if my play-by-play is a little bit behind your vision.
No worries. It just gives me like that second window to be the hype guy during the fights, where I can just like call something out as it's happening and like get everybody excited.
Yeah, most definitely.
I like the Set ban. They don't have their top or their jungler pet, and Set is a ban on both those fronts. So
Yeah, most definitely.
I'd kind of also
go
like to
ahead.
see an Ornn ban come out, maybe.
I could definitely see that. You'll have everyone will have to apologize to me. I just jumped on last second. I got to get my head in the game here. I need to pull up the op.gg's, but I might not have time here as the Silas ban comes through. And Silas, we have seen, is considered one of the stronger champs in League. I believe that's another ban centered at Swagnar, possibly.
Yeah, that you don't pick. They haven't picked their mid laner, and they've already put bans towards Swagnar. So I wouldn't be surprised if they banned Orianna here with their last ban, just to really try to hit Swagnar as hard as they can. Oh, okay.
Great. Graves is the last ban there. You can't see it. It's redded out, but also jungle ban. It looks like we have several jungle bans coming through for the side of Arizona. Not sure their strategy there, because I believe Acid's an amazing player, but I also thought he was about mid-silver.
Yeah, I'm also curious to see if that Echo is going jungle, and then all those jungle bans they're throwing at them in the second phase are going to be for nothing. Oh, hey, I called the Ornn ban though.
You did call the Ornn ban. That was actually a really good call right there.
He's also done really well in this tournament so far.
Yeah, most definitely. My brother and my fiance are crawling behind me to troll the stream, so I apologize for that. Don't mind them.
You need to get them to like do the wave off of each other, like woo, that your brother ends it.
Be my extra arms.
Oh yeah, do like the Egyptian goddess thing of like 6 arms, like.
Ooh, I see the Zillion coming through. Oh, Rek'Sai. Now, Sword, is this the first Rek'Sai as well? Are we about to see two of the two firsts right here?
I believe Virginia's jungler has played Rek'Sai before, but I don't know if that was in the tournament or in scrims, but I think we've seen it.
Okay.
I think Arizona is going for a full-on funnel on the Aphelios strat here.
Shen is also very strong.
Yeah.
Even post nerf. I really like Virginia's team. I'm not ready to say they won the draft yet. I want to see this last pick come through for Arizona. But here's what I'll say for Arizona's pick right now. Aphelios is going to be hard to kill with the Zillion ult and the Lulu ult on top of him.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like it's a full-on funnel for the Aphelios, and I would not. Singe, okay. Yeah, I like that.
Oh,
I actually really like that.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Daniel, my twin brother, you were asked who you think won the draft. my Unfortunate. He says Arizona, but I think Virginia won the draft.
I like Arizona's team overall because it's a heavy funnel onto the Aphelios strat, and Wheezy got his like biggest comfort pick on this Singed. We've seen him perform insanely well every time he gets a hold of Singed. I'm kind of surprised it wasn't banned out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we've seen Swagnar on the Zillion yet. Let's see. Or did we see Swagnar on the Zillion?
Again, I think in the scrim, but not in the tournament so far. But I could be wrong about that.
Okay, yeah. No, you might be right. There's already quite a few games to pull from now.
Yeah.
We are. these last two games, like I said, are the most exciting for me. It's unfortunate earlier today because I was super excited for Michigan versus Massachusetts. However, Michigan had the unfortunate fate of their challenger jungler not being available.
Nah, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I noticed is I've talked about how having the speed buff for the jungler is really useful if you have like an Olaf or a Hecarim, and they've got Hecarim Zillion, which is probably the fastest way to get that horse running. And
Yeah.
Lulu, they got both the speed ups. I didn't even realize.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, that horse is going to be running pretty fast. So is Singed.
Yeah.
Let's not forget Singed is one of the fastest champs in the
I
game.
really like Arizona's comp because that all plays against itself plays with itself so well. You get your tanks moving and your 80 carry protected.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Who won the draft? I'll vote Virginia. I don't know if I'm allowed to vote as a caster, but I did. So deal with it.
There's a lot of things casters probably shouldn't do that we do constantly here at Scuffed League.
It's called Scuffed League for a reason.
Including identity fraud. We need to add that one to the list too.
Identity fraud, yeah, right? Yanni's gonna not be happy with me when he sees I've stolen his identity.
You might be freaking out in Discord or in chat right now. I don't know what his schedule's like.
So I think I'm about to travel. Hold on. You'll see what I mean in a second. See if I can get... There will be a slight delay. Yep, looks like I'm traveling to a tropical location.
My God.
Where am I?
This man has his own production team.
Or just people trolling me. Am I in the Bahamas?
Little of both, yeah. I would get like a thought bubble sign behind it and write something silly on there.
Both our fiancés are a circus, and they were gonna troll me on stream, but you know, as if I haven't trolled Scuffed League enough with my presence. Oh, Fiji. Chat says we're in Fiji. If you can just hold this up for the whole game. This isn't Cornville anymore. This isn't Kansas anymore. I'm way too I'm way too pale for anybody to believe that I'm in Fiji right now. Now, after this we'll have to go back to the corn facts. I didn't have enough time to get all the corn facts. You should have sent it to Sword. He's the analyst over here. He needs to analyze the corn facts and see if they're you know. I couldn't find the best ones. I just found the first two that I saw, basically.
I said no to the corn facts because I didn't want to step on Yanni's toes, but clearly that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
And it went to Fiji,
But
apparently.
I'm Yanni 2.0. I'm allowed to say corn facts.
Yeah, of course.
Actually, me and Corn kind of have a feud with each other. I kind of ran over one with a lawnmower. So,
Oh, we know.
Oh, yeah. I would. You guys are a circus. You guys are... Just find a way to clip that up. I'm just kidding. So we are getting into game here very soon. We have a bit of a spectator delay. Now let's talk about the team comps, as distracting as these people are.
Here's a really fun corn fact. Corn is sometimes used in fireworks, glue, paint, and dyes. I did not know that corn could be used for fireworks.
See, my Ninja Mom is asking why I had this lying around. It was for a party, a Hawaiian party.
Good question, actually.
It was for a Hawaiian party. But I did say that corn had over 3,500 uses, I believe, which is, now I realize why there's so many cornfields. Because have you ever went through, I guess some of you have maybe never went through the Midwest, but there's countless cornfields for days on end. And I always wondered, what is all this corn used for besides ethanol and feeding, like, for slop?
Now I'm actually really curious,
But-
like how many corn stalks get used in like the average like Disneyland fireworks display. Somebody has to know that.
Yeah. Well, I when you said fireworks, that was actually the most interesting one to me.
For sure.
My brother says South Dakota looks just like this. Guys, don't be fooled. This is exactly what Midwestern South Dakota looks like. Totally doesn't just look like cornfields.
Well,
You
it's been
people
nice
are
casting for you guys. I have a feeling Joseph's gonna have some very strong words for us after this.
yeah. To be fair, I'm doing Joseph a favor. Joseph, if you're listening, I came on last minute. I'm sorry that me and my fiance and my brother's fiance trolled so much.
You hear that, folks? That's
Um,
the sound of Mikey throwing me under the bus.
not not true. Apparently 40% of corn is used on ethanol. So I guess that is what most of it goes to, a good amount of it goes to, I should say.
That does not.
So what So who did you think won the draft? Did you say? Remind me. Still think it's Virginia, but I think you said Arizona has a good funnel comp.
Yeah, I think Arizona's like comp just has a ton of synergy in of itself as far as the way they can speed up their tanks and protect their AD carry. Virginia's comp also has a lot of cool synergy in it too. You can Rek'Sai come in with the off of his alt into the Shen alt. There's a lot of cool little maneuvers you can do like that. You can Shen alt the Echo as he's hopping in. And obviously, Nautilus is some of the best engaged in the game. So I think they have the tanks to lock Aphelios down. But late game, if Aphelios starts popping off, then it's not going to matter because his late game damage output is just insane.
Most definitely. Yeah. Well, there go. You two are ridiculous. There goes. I am now back in South Dakota. My traveling has come to an end, unfortunately. As far as the skin game goes, I am gonna have to give it to Arizona. I mean, but I don't know though. I do
See,
like Astro Nautilus a lot.
I like Astronautilus, but I prefer to pair it up with the Russian Caitlyn skin because then you're the USSR space program.
USSR space program. That's hilarious. Apparently,
I think I called that the Spudnik bot lane or something like that.
the Sputnik. I apologize, viewers, if my video is a bit laggy. I was just informed that it might be. But now you don't have to see my face anymore anyway. We are in game, and this is gonna be an exciting one. I'm so excited for these last two games. I think we're gonna have to really look at, as always, Swagnar and 999 forever. This mid lane is going to determine a lot. These two have shown themselves to be perennial carries on this team, on these two teams. I also want to see Wheezy in the top lane. Every game I see with him playing, he's a hoot. He's just really good. Really, all of these players have been super exciting. These are two of the most exciting teams in the league, and I'm just very grateful that they got to meet each other once again outside of scrims.
I completely agree. These two teams are just fun to watch, and you can tell they work well with each other, and they always draft really interesting team comps too.
Most definitely. It's so hard to guess which team to go for. I made a top 10 ranking, and I put Virginia just outside of it, and I feel like I disrespected them a little bit. I feel like I even might have disrespected Arizona a little bit. I guess today we'll see which of these two teams I disrespected most, but
So
we do have the double-
interestingly enough, as we look to start here, we've got an Ignite Ghost Singed. We do not have a TP on that top laner, which is interesting. I've seen a lot of TP Ghost Singed, but not a lot of Ignite Ghost.
Yeah, and we know that Wheezy plays Singed, which look for that to be an advantage for Virginia, because if you play the champ, generally you know how to play against it. We know that we've seen Wheezy play it at least once or twice.
Yeah.
We are seeing a top side start for we're doing a buff to buff start from Rek'Sai. We're seeing a top lane start for Hecarim.
Yeah, Weezy is
And-
not afraid to go in on that Singed at all.
No, not at all. There's already a bit of a farm disparity, but that always happens on wave 1. I think Sinch is just letting it pull into him a little bit. But he is going to be farming under tower, which can be difficult for a Singed early level, pardon me. And yeah, this Rek'Sai's ganks. Rek'Sai is a very underrated jungler right now. I don't see a lot of people playing her. However, everyone and their grandma is playing Hecarim. I see Hecarim everywhere. I certainly think Hecarim's on the strong side of champs. I'm not going to go as far to say busted. It's going to be interesting to see the Speed Demon team coming out from Arizona, because that's what they're playing right now, Speed Demons.
And that can be really fun to watch when you just see how fast that pony can go.
Yeah, most definitely. And we have a little bit of fighting going on in mid and top, but I think it's just poke damage for now. Wow, the Shen damage is insane. Everyone
There's the
knows.
Ignite.
Oh, the Ignite comes down, but Singed is out of mana. There's no fighting that can go on here, and there's going to be a jungle fight. The burrow misses just by a little bit, unless it was already used. Now, the Nautilus is roaming up, but all the fighting seems to be done. He's going to show. The orb is just going to show a little bit of vision there on the bot side.
Yeah, that burrowing like seeker passive that Rek'Sai has, giving away positions early, is a really useful ability in team play.
Very useful and very underrated, as I said earlier. I wish we could see more Rek'Sai coming out. I don't see her in solo queue anymore, but and everyone knows her ult is very powerful, but her ult can also get her killed if you're not careful.
Yeah, I think the real issue with Rek'Sai is it's like you have to like seriously devote a lot of time to learning how to play her.
And we do have a
it's in
fight going
trouble.
on top, and we just missed the first blood. I am so sorry to cut you off. We are gonna have a first blood on the Lulu, and Lulu gets the first blood, and Aphelios gets away with no health.
Oh, that
And
is
Daniel,
beautiful.
that's one for you.
They targeted John. They targeted Wet Jana with the Morgana band because they know her forte is these melee supports, so they can go aggressive on her. And then Jana just turns the tables and ends up getting the first kill.
Yeah, and realistically, Slushy was tanking a very large minion wave there. So that, in combination with the Lulu damage, it just worked out that way. And let's not forget, Slushy just died with flash and heal up. That is a huge misplay
man.
out of the Virginia bot lane.
Yeah, just a little too cocky, and your aggressiveness can pay.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. We're gonna we have a fairly weak back from Caitlyn at looking at her inventory, whereas we have a pickaxe coming through for the Aphelios. We also have half of the Athene's Unholy Grail coming through for the Lulu.
That half of the Athenes coming in for Lulu is a lot bigger than it seems on paper, just because that's going to enable Lulu to basically have unlimited mana.
Yeah, most definitely. We already have the Sheen coming through for Hecarim. It is popular on Hecarim not to finish your jungle item fully, but rather go in for the Triforce or whatever item you are. We are having a bit of fighting up top, but you know, with a Singed, it's never really a fight. It's more of just a Tokyo Drift. And an early dragon coming through for the side of Virginia.
Wheezy's positioning around this Singe to avoid the poison and inflict as much trade as possible really shows that he knows how to play Singed, and he knows how to counter it.
Most definitely, yeah. I would agree. And we're going to see a kill here. I think, no, we are not, because the Ignite and the flip comes through for Singed. This might be a kill. We're going to have to see if the final tick goes through, and it does not, but he is going to chase. He's out of mana. He should get out of here, because if Shen gets another taunt off, it's over, but Hecarim's coming through. He knows this. There's a bit of fighting going on in the mid lane, and Hecarim's going to come through with the flash. And an execute coming through. No harm, no foul with an execute, though. So Singed might be a little bit happier with that, but
Oh,
we are
great
seeing a
hook.
hook go through in the bot lane. And there is the exhaust. That exhaust is huge. They're going to get a kill onto the Aphelios. But are they? This Nautilus damage is just not enough. He autoed a minion. That was a huge mistake. Huge mistake there. And we are going to see the Resurrect coming through. This is non-stop action across the map, and the Shenton comes through. The Echo is going to auto him to death, and the Zillion can do nothing but watch. He can't wind back time on that one. Plays over, and the Hecarim is down.
Wow, so much hectic fighting in every single lane early on. And at the end of the day, the scoreboard's about even.
I know. There was just non-stop action for a good couple minutes there, and I was like, when does it end? But you are right. The scoreboard's even. We do have a slight gold lead for Virginia as well as the Dragon lead. Wow, I told everyone this game would be a banger, even though you didn't need me to tell you that, because, I mean, we've seen them scrim. We know that this is a banger.
Yep, for sure. So the crazy thing about me in that river fight there between Hecarim, Zillion, Rek'Sai, and Echo really shows how little damage Zillion has in the early game. Because even though he was able to bring Hecarim back to life, even giving Hecarim a second health bar wasn't enough to deal with the damage output of Rek'Sai and Echo.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And Shen does so much damage without building damage items. It really is unfair. It's almost like an Ornn, or everyone can think of that one tank that does a ton of damage, but we really saw it on display there. I do think this Hecarim is going for that early Triforce. I wonder if... Oh, and we do have a hook going in bot lane, and nothing doing. Because
Weird,
Lulu
he keeps going
Polymorph...
for hooks.
Right? Lulu
Hasn't worked out
Polymorph
great
is-
for him so far.
No, not really. Although bot lane is fairly even, we do have actually a CS lead of about 10 for Virginia.
Yeah, crucial is the fact that Lulu got that opening kill and it's not on the Aphelios is kind of what's keeping this lane somewhat close. Because if Aphelios had gotten that kill, he probably would have had enough gold to come back in the lane with a BF sword.
Yeah, exactly. We are going to see the burrow here, but
Beautiful
why?
tunnel.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. The flash, the burrow, but why? Oh, why are you pushed so far up as a Singed without putting a ward over there? Anybody who plays against a Rek'Sai knows you need to put a ward in that triangular area above the lane. But regardless, what's done is done. Singed is still staying fairly even in gold, which is crazy to me, seeing as he has been killed twice now.
Yeah, part of that is I don't think Shen has gotten to use his TP very effectively. I think he used it to get back in lane when he needed to after the turret dive. But he hasn't been able to generate an advantage off of it. But hopefully, it's up now. We might see him try to make a TP play, or ult onto a fight and then just TP back to lane.
Yeah, most definitely.
So-
I feel like this Zillion ult is just going to be huge coming up here, because yes, Virginia has the early lead, but in team fights, you have Singed running amok in the back line. You have Zillion and Lulu protecting this Aphelios. Aphelios ult coming down is going to tear this team apart. But now let's look on the other side for defensive ults. You have the Echo. He gets a second life, basically. You have the Shen ult. We do see some similar team comps in that area as far as defensive ults go. Wouldn't you agree, Sword?
Yeah, no, I think you're completely right. But I think at the end, another hook.
And I think we are going to see some huge action here as, the Nautilus comes in clutch.
That's Echo
but
TP.
It might not matter, and we are seeing those defensive TPs those defensive ults that we just talked about. And, that hook was prime! And looks like this Echo is going to chase down, but this ADC is dead to rights. Caitlyn's done, but we have a trade kill there. It is just a 1-for-1 for now, but it seemed a lot more hectic. I thought we were going to see more than just 2 kills there.
I think Singed might have canceled the Shen ult there because it's on cooldown, but he didn't make it to that fight in the bot lane.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he might have gotten a flip.
He must have
I
flipped
believe
him,
that's,
yeah.
Yeah, that's the only hard CC that could stop it. And this might be a dangerous dragon to go for, but I don't think Hecarim has the durability to go and try and steal it. We'll see what Nautilus can do here with the hook.
Rek'Sai
going to back
does
off the
not
dragon.
have smite yet, so they can't quite burst it down yet.
Yeah, and this is very dangerous coming in. They actually are outnumbered. Heckram is going to steal them, and he's going to get the kill. This is very bad for Virginia. This couldn't get any worse. They're going to lose 3 members and the dragon in one fell swoop. Oh, that just turned the whole game around for Arizona. A triple kill for the Heckram.
Rek'Sai must have smited somebody in that bot lane fight because he did not have smite up during that dragon fight. He was trying to get his team to pull off of the dragon pit for the sake of not getting it low enough to the point where he has smite ready, but they just do too much to it. Ooh, Sin's in trouble.
Yeah. Wow, Singe just got away with a sliver of health. I was skeptical of that Shen flash, and I guess I am still skeptical because it didn't turn into anything, but you got to go for the plays when you have them. But yeah, just going back to that team fight, Sword, I don't know what Virginia was thinking going for the dragon there. They were outnumbered, and I mean, they were outnumbered at the end there, and they didn't have the healthiest health bars, rather. I don't know if I agree with the play, but hindsight 2020.
Yeah, it's a bit of an aggressive call to go for it, but especially if, maybe the other side's not paying that much attention to it, there's a chance you can get away with it.
Yeah.
Like, I can see the thought process behind it.
And I'm not going to sit here and pretend I haven't made boosted plays like that all the time in solo queue. Singe is getting a bit aggressive, but Shen shows that he can output the damage as well. We have an Ignite coming down.
Hurt him.
That means... I think that Singe is going for this fight. He did throw down the Ignite. However, that's because he knew his buddy Heckram was coming in. The Onslaught of Shadows comes through, but the Echo is here to help his team. And oh, the flash! This Heckram is so fed for this point in the game. This Echo is going to have to try and... He chose fight. There's something people call fight or flight. I think he chose a little bit of both actually there. That was a nice juke coming through, but if he gets this flip, he's in trouble. He might have to go for the fight, and he is going for fight, and he is going to take down the Heckram, and that's an 800 gold shutdown coming through for Virginia. Very good job by 999 Forever, who we know is a carry for this team.
That is a master.
The Nautilus ult. The Nautilus ult, and ow, this is gonna be Aphelios possibly going down, but this Nautilus is getting torn to shreds. I think they're just going to take the consolation prize, which is the Lulu. But a TP's coming through. This TP's a bit late. I don't know if they'll get anything out of it. Swagnar's still going to go for the double bomb here. He does get the double bomb, but a double bomb on a tank is like... it's just not going to do it. But good job for Swagnar.
I can't even analyze these fights because as soon as I open my map, another fight starts.
I know. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to... But... That's why we love Scuffed League. I think that Scuffed League has been bloody thus far, and I think that's why people like watching it. We do have the double bomb here from the Clock Man, and he is just going to back off, but Heckram says nope. He's off to the races.
That horse smells blood in the water, and he wants it.
I think that what he needs to do is finish that Triforce, but I mean, he's 5-2. I think he's about done with it. Like I said, it looks like he is not going to be finishing his jungle item, at least not for now, which is the popular thing to do on Heckram. We do see the Adaptive Helm coming through for Shen. That is going to make it nigh on impossible for this Singe to 1v1 him now.
Yeah, double AP or MR off the start for the Singed. Or no, wait, never mind. Sorry, he built a Spirit Visage into that thing.
Oh yeah.
That was my word here.
the nimbus or the cloak. Yeah, I know.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know it's been a day, especially for me. I got called in the last minute to get. Usually I have to get like my
parts of items are harder to know.
Yeah. I had to get my casting mojo on, and I was just not ready. But so again, I apologize, viewers. I had to get the suit on in like 5 seconds.
I knew it. I knew that was what was holding you up. I was sitting there waiting for him, like he had to put his suit on. That's what taking him so long.
You knew it. And then I had to travel to Fiji.
That later.
I had to travel to Fiji too. You know how long that takes? I had to get on a plane.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's hard for a hustler out here.
Not to mention you had to get for customs.
Oh, yeah, true. And Echo's going ham on this guy. He's going to double bomb himself. which might have been. This is going to be huge. Echo's going to wait it out, but does he have the flash? He does have the flash, and he's going to get the execute. 999 Forever showing that prowess in the mid lane. This Hecarim's going to try to get a little bit of revenge for his fallen brother, and we have the Ghost coming in. Oh no, the Shen ult, and he runs right away. That was an amazing ult. Oh, Virginia's taking over the top side of this jungle. I don't know if this Singe can get away, but they don't want to chase him. Everyone knows you don't chase a Singe. That's rule 101 from League. And wow, that was a huge fight for Virginia.
What a play from that Echo. He holds off on popping his passive on the Zillion until the ult is down to confirm that he's not going to revive and just going to straight up die. And then he's able to tumble at the exact right time to avoid the fear from the Hecarim ult. That was beautiful.
It was really a thing of beauty. I don't know if this fight's going to result in anything. He's going to flash. Weezy's been using his flash a lot, which is not always the smartest idea on Singe, but it might work out here. Doesn't look like it will.
Oh, he's going to miss the taunt.
Yeah, it's typically not a great idea to burn sums on a Singe like that. Singe has so much escapability. However, I got to give it to this Shen. I still think he's winning lane, so we are going to see a dragon go down for the side of Virginia. And oh no, I think he's caught. I think there's nothing doing there. 999 Forever gets another kill. He's going to chase down this Lulu. Lulu has to burn the exhaust to get out with her life.
That right there is just a, oh, dang it moment as soon as Hecarim steps on the trap.
Yeah, right? Now, every time I've seen Forever play, he's just a monster. Granted, Swagnar's a monster too every time I see him play. I wanna fix an error that I made earlier. I thought Acid was gonna be the jungler for Virginia. Acid is not. It's Hide and is that Hide on Kush?
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on stream.
It's actually a play on not just how on Bush and Kush, but also Faker's NA account name is Hide on Bush. So he's pretending to be Faker and making a drug reference.
Well, I will say this. Okay.
Oh, it is Acid. He just changed his summoner.
Oh, it is that. I'm sorry, viewers. It is Acid. He changed his summoner name. Sorry, Acid. We don't want to take any credit away from you. He's having an amazing game today on this Rek'Sai, but he's out farming his counterpart by a lot. But Hecarim is coming in for the gank here, and we'll see what they can do with it. He might have to use the Onslaught of Shadows here. Yep, he uses the Onslaught of Shadows. I think that's just going to be a kill. Yeah, but we do see a fight going on. We see the Rek'Sai ult coming out. Such a good assassination ability, and this is going to be a kill. They're just going to resurrect him here, and the Caitlyn traps. Oh, the Lulu ult comes through. Oh, I thought they might save him there for a second, but unfortunately they do not. And the Hecarim comes through. The Hecarim says, "I'm gonna get revenge for my pal." And we know that this Aphelios ult does damage, and as soon as it lands, both need to flash over the wall because you don't want to be around to see the end of that.
Yeah, that's a time where in scrims, you know, they're saying Hecarim's on his way, Aphelios is on his way, just hold out for another 5 seconds and they're there to win the fight. Unfortunately, they can't make it in time to save Zillion, but at the end of the day, it's a 1-for-1 and they get mid lane pressure.
Yeah, and they're going to get a second charge off on this Rift Herald. This is not looking good for Virginia, who I was just singing the praises of earlier. He hooks nothing but the Rift Herald there. Boy, this game's exciting. I mean, this game is really good right now.
Exciting game.
I don't know who's winning. I really don't. I want to say Virginia, but oh my god, like I don't know. It's even in turrets. The gold is not. Oh boy, we see another fight going on here. The action never stops. This Hecarim is caught out. Unfortunately, the kill will go over to the Nautilus, but that is okay. Fortress Door deserves some money too.
That's a huge misplay giving that kill over to the Nautilus. That Hecarim is dead to rights. You could have realistically given that kill over to anybody, and Nautilus was not who you wanted to give the kill to.
Most definitely, that was an outplay. 999 Forever is going ham. He's going to have to burn the ult here just to get away. And the Baron's being started because everyone just showed bot lane. That is very wise on the side of Virginia. I don't think they're going to be able to... Oh no, they're backing off.
Yeah,
it's because Singed is running.
Smart of Gianna to run over there and throw the ward over the Baron wall because they did not have vision on the Baron, and that was probably what they were going for. Is to Hecarim was dead, so their jungler's down. So they're just trying to sneak.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, sorry, we had a bit of lag there. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I don't know if we can hear you now, Sword.
Am I here? Still here? Hello?
Oh, there we go. Sorry. We
Okay,
we had
sorry,
a
I
bit
was-
of lag issues. No, you're good. I
Scuffed
apologize.
as
for
always.
that. Scuffed as always. Now we are seeing the AP build coming from Singed. Typically, what I like to see on Singed is the Rylai's, the Leandres, and then into full tank. I don't know if we'll see that today, but really nothing too strange on any of the builds. We do see the completed jungle item, which is the Cinder Hulk for this Hecarim. That will give him a bit more tankiness in these fights.
I'm curious what Zillion's going for his second item there with that lost chapter, because Eludin's on top of the Roa seems a bit redundant.
Unless he's going for the Glock, as some people call it, the
That's
GLP.
true, yeah. Look, oh, it is
yeah.
the squirt gun, yep.
Yeah, the
That
squirt
makes
gun.
sense.
Squirt gun. I like how people call it Glock, squirt gun. I love the names for it.
I mean, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Getting the slowing freeze down on that is going to help
Yeah,
him guarantee the stun.
Oh yeah, it makes the double bomb so easy. I think we're gonna see a big fight around this mountain drag. Wow, we're gonna see a 5v5 fight, aren't we? We're seeing the TP coming in from Echo. This... Watch closely. You don't want to blink, ladies and gentlemen, because there's going to be a lot of kills coming here, and the Shen is going to go down. No, the revive comes through. Hecarim's wreaking havoc on 999 Forever. Forever's going to try to hit the backline, but he cannot. And Wheezy goes down. The tank is down. We see that the Onslaught of Shadows is used as a disengage. I saw that all whip, and the steal almost comes through, but no, Rek'Sai's able to complete the smite battle. And wow, okay, so we only have one death each, both top laners, but the dragon did go over to Virginia. That is definitely a win for Virginia.
Swagnar failed to get a single bomb stun that entire fight. Every time he tossed two out, they just magically hit two different targets.
I hate to cut you off here.
With the ult.
Yeah, I saw that. Aphelios did, but oh boy, I don't know if Rek'Sai should chase this, and Rek'Sai does think better of it. He does turn around. He's not quite tanky enough yet to blindside their whole team, but I believe he is going for the Dead Man's Plate here with that chain vest in his inventory. I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, getting that slow in order to guarantee that he gets use of the Conqueror off of his little free hit spin Q. I forget what the name of it is, but it's a good item for Rek'Sai.
Yeah, most definitely. My twin brother is here. He says he's definitely going for Arizona. I disagree with him. I'm going for Virginia. So we're gonna have to fight about that later. But I wouldn't mind seeing either of these teams win. I guess I can't be biased as a caster because both these teams are so exciting if either one moves on. Now let's not forget, Sword. Whoever wins this game has to go play Iowa, which South Dakota almost beat them the other day. The underdogs actually won that fight. The Iowa underdogs actually won, but now it's up to one of these two teams to avenge their South Dakota brethren.
Yeah, do you really even want to win this game? No, you gotta go play Iowa next.
I mean, Iowa's not unbeatable. They really aren't.
Nobody's unbeatable.
No, nobody's unbeatable. I actually can't wait to see some of the matchups in this bracket. Mainly, everyone knows the top three teams are probably Iowa, North Carolina, Minnesota. But boy, Maryland, Pennsylvania, teams like that. Even the game later today between Washington and California, both those teams look very strong.
Yeah, there's enough powerful enough looking underdogs that realistically anybody could win this tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We do see a fight going on here. Will it result in something? Oh, he hits Hecarim. This is going to be a kill, I believe, because this Hecarim damage is insane against the Shen, but they are going to start the Baron. The double bomb comes through. Swagnar is probably going to put them off the Baron. A double bomb like that kind of means go home. Your time in the Baron pit's done.
With the amount of time it takes the Singed and the Hecarim to burst down that Shen, you'd think they'd do a better job at clearing the Baron out, but now Red's gonna just take it.
Yeah, they really are going to. Arizona, I think, is going to have an uncontested Baron here. Everyone's backing. We have for 999 forever back in base. Caitlyn's not going to be able to even get close to this. I don't know what they're going to do. They might just have to give it over. This is a free Baron by a massive outplay from Virginia. Wheezy getting caught out in the side lane kind of just meant a free Baron going over, and a fight is going to ensue. Oh my gosh, there's going to be a kill onto this Hecarim, and the ult from the Echo does fall on his face. The Nautilus does go down the front line, and this is amazing disengage from the Caitlyn. The Caitlyn does take him down. Swagnar might get away, or will he? Shen is coming through. Shen does have the speed up, but it won't be enough because the flash comes through for Zilean. Zilean is the sole survivor for Arizona. That fight was insane, but the Baron does go to the side of Arizona as well.
Everybody on their team was so focused on getting that Hecarim and the Saint into that fight that they didn't turn around in time before it was too late. And Echo just completely devoured the Aphelios, which just set Caitlyn up for the headshot to finish him off.
Yeah, this Echo's fed. He already has his Rabadons. This is going to be a tough game for anybody who comes in contact with him. I don't know. This Hecarim, after he builds his Death Stance, might even have to look at Spirit Visage. I think that he's getting blown up a little too fast. Now, don't get me wrong. Hecarim is doing amazing. This is an amazing game for him. But I'm noticing in team fights he is getting blown up very quickly by this Echo. Would you agree with that analysis?
No, I would completely agree with that. Hecarim, that's kind of the danger of the Triforce first item, because it is expensive, especially for a jungler to build that. It's very rewarding when you're able to get that damage off, but it does make you squishier until much later on into the game.
Yeah, and we do see him with the most kills, yet the most deaths on his team, so he is kind of having to be the tank for the team and the damage dealer, it seems. This is going to be Soul if Virginia can steal it. I don't know if Virginia has a hope to steal it. They are pulling out the dragon, but unfortunately it resets the dragon. Nautilus is just going to front line here. This engage is going through. He's going to use his ult. He's going to use his ult on the Aphelios. The Aphelios is going down. No, he's not, because the Lulu ult is in. They're just going to finish off the dragon here. Actually, they're peeling off the dragon to go for the fight, and they are going to get the double.
Huge.
Oh my gosh, that's huge. This Aphelios is humongous, and this, I think this Caitlyn's going to get run down. No, Caitlyn does have disengage, as we've all seen with her net. She is going to get out of this. I don't think Singe wants anything to do with that. The dragon doesn't go over to anybody. Virginia might just have it if they play their cards right. Unless Singe can run reconnaissance here.
And
That fight... Oh, go ahead.
In that fight, the Aphelios manages to stay alive through the Echo damage. He gets the Lulu and the Zilean's help in staying alive there, and he completely turns that fight around with his damage. That's what they have to keep doing, is funneling through the Aphelios.
Oh yeah, most definitely. They really do. These fights are so even.
Somebody had smite.
Oh, and they steal the dragon. They got the dragon, so that is huge for Virginia. Let's see what they do now. They do get the shutdown. This is so big for Virginia. They are going to get the kill onto the Singed top laner, and Hecarim has to run away with the speed up from Lulu. That was massive. That just turned the game. That right there just turned the game around. I mean, the game was even up until that point, but now the game is a little bit broken open. I would think so.
The amount of damage that the headshot from Caitlyn does is just scary.
They need to give her another nerf, I swear. Virginia is such an exciting team to watch.
That was like 2 autos, and it's half of Hecarim's health gone.
Don't get me wrong. I love Iowa. Oh my gosh, that is a good stun. The onslaught showers comes through, but the Shen ult comes through. Oh, Hecarim needs to go back in. He has the Zilean ult on top of him. He does go back in. Let's see if they can get Caitlyn. They do not get Caitlyn yet, but they are going to get the double bomb onto Nautilus. It doesn't matter. The pony goes down. The ult comes through. We have a fight going on, but the Echo ult is used. Oh no! It looks like Zilean is going to get away. The Zilean speed up is super OP, and the fight's not over yet.
He's still running.
Rek'Sai is hungry. Rek'Sai wants to eat. I totally understand. The double bomb. No, he misses the double bomb because one of them goes on him. Unfortunately, I want play the circus theme song. This is lasting forever.
Betty Hill theme would be great there too.
Yeah, I don't. yeah. That I think that's the one I was looking for. We are
Yeah.
going to see a kill going down on the Singed, even with
Oh
the Lulu
my
ult coming through. And that damage was insane. 999 forever. Yeah, we get it. We get it. You blow people up instantly.
That's a
And the
9 and
Nautilus
2
Swift
effort
was
for
what?
you.
That is. Oh my gosh!
It's a
I
9 and 3
really.
Echo.
Yeah.
No, nothing
Right.
gets away.
I think Virginia might have what it takes to close it out. The base is in shambles for Arizona. That whole chase was going down. They really needed Zillion back in base to clear waves. Zillion's wave clear is possibly what's going to have to save him here. And Zillion was getting chased around by the Rek'Sai. I still don't know what happened with that fight. Who did Zillion or Rek'Sai die?
It was so long ago at this point, I barely remember.
There's so many fights we can't even like keep track of what's going on.
Yeah, keeping him from backing though, and keeping that wave clear from happening is what helps them open up the base there.
Most
That was
definitely.
a good chase. Oh wow, GA picked up for Rek'Sai.
Yeah, I do like it because Rek'Sai is going to be diving the backline, I assume, with his ult. Possibly a one item too early, but I have seen a lot of people pick it up third item.
Well, they're hopefully
We'll see.
looking to end the game before he gets to buy another item, so
Yeah,
that's
most
probably
definitely.
the thought process there.
And that's not a bad thought process. In fact, right now would be a good time to buy
That GA
consumables
could
before
come
a
up
Baron
huge
fight.
on the team fight before the Baron, yeah.
Most definitely. Most definitely. This fight is going to determine quite a lot here for both sides. We do know that the poke is not nearly as effective for Arizona due to the Dragon Soul, and we are going to see a fight. The Fortress Door goes in with the ult. That was a huge ult from... Everybody's just burning their ults right now. I can't keep up with it. I'm so sorry. The Echo goes in. The Echo gets the Assassinate, and Swagnar is the only one left alive. We do see the teleports
There's
coming in
gonna
from the
end the
back
game.
door, and we are going to see the end for Virginia. I don't think that Swagnar can do anything about it. Swagnar is running back to base. The only thing he can do is shoot his double bombs, and he is going to deny it for a little bit, but no. The Shen is tanky enough to just tank this, and Virginia is moving on to the next round. Good luck,
Hey, walk
Virginia.
that
Good luck, Virginia, against Iowa. I wish you the best. That game was exciting. That game was definitely a banger.
That was a very exciting game. No team really pulled that far ahead until the very end there, where Virginia had enough of the advantage that the next team fight was just going to push them over the edge.
Yeah, definitely. That was an exciting one. I think that eh, there was a couple of fights there that could have just turned the whole tide of the game. Super exciting stuff. I really hope next game is just like that one. Boy, I'm Arizona. We'll see you in the losers bracket. Perfect. So we will see you in the losers bracket. Arizona, Virginia. We'll see you. We'll see you next week against Iowa. Any last words, Sword, on that game? That was a crazy game.
No, not really. Nerf Caitlyn. That's all I got to say, really.
It looks like my video is lagging quite a bit. I'm sorry, gang. Again, this was really last minute for me, so I'm sorry. It's past my bedtime, you know. So I apologize, but thanks for having me. I am Yanni 2.0. Signing out. I'm excited to see this next game.
All right. Okay, and now we got Yanni here for. Hey, wait a minute. This isn't Yanni either.
Or is it? It is not. It's the Inting Zillion from last game. Hell yeah.
Well, welcome aboard, anyways. Let's see if anybody gets as hard banned as you get this game.
I got 5 banned last week. I only got 2 bans this week, so it's a blessing.
They're getting there. All right. So, according to the my stat sheets I've got for this game, we've got some you got a plat player involved on one team, diamond and a plat on the other team. So this is going to be. Wait, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong sheet there. 2 plats. That should be a close game actually. Overall, the rank numbers are looking pretty interesting. Let's see, their mid laner is a big Cassiopeia player, and a lot of Lux games too. Not a huge fan of seeing the Lux coming out this tournament personally.
I think it depends on how you draft your team comp around it. I think Lux is a really, really good deterrent pick. I think she's a better support than a mid laner, though, for sure.
I completely agree there, but even in that position, I feel like you can, in most cases, just pick a better support mage. But I don't know. I'm casting and not playing for a reason, so what do I know?
I mean, I got outdrafted last game, so what do I know? Let's see. I haven't really had any time to prep on these guys. We got a Diamond 1 Sona player. All right. I didn't know those existed.
Yeah, Sona one tricks are like really into that champion, and it's not just because of her. What's the word I'm looking for here? Her vast variety of impressive skins.
She does have multiple of those. Let's see. Who else is playing here? It's Washington. All right. Trying to get their OP.GG's up.
Yeah, no, take your time on there.
Might be a little scattered here. It's a quick swap.
Yeah, but overall, we've got a lot of plats, a lot of diamonds, a couple of gold fours. So that's a little bit on the lower side comparatively for this matchup, but still close enough in play that we should hopefully get to see a really good match here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we will get right into the picks and bans here shortly. Well, Swagner, you've been in the field, so to speak, inside the game. So, what do you think the big bans are when they're not directed at you?
Big bans not directed at me. So for California, I'm seeing a Kha'Zix player and obviously the Sona player. Those 2 picks I would think you want to get rid of, especially when you're dealing with a one trick like that. Getting those 2 champs out of the way. Got a lot of Cassiopeia being played. I think Cassiopeia is really strong as well. So if I was banning against California, that's probably be my 3 bans. Both teams play a little bit of Akali. I'd like to see the Akali pick this game. I think Akali is really strong right now.
Yeah, I have to agree. I also like that they're banning out. Oh, there's that Sona ban you were talking about. Yep, there it is. But I also like seeing that both teams are banning out some of the S tier champions. Both Shen and Caitlyn on the ban table this game.
Yep. If only we had banned Caitlyn, that would have been nice.
This is going to be a very salty cast. I can just tell already.
I'm just looking back at how stupid
Gotta
our
make sure we
draft was.
salt that core. Right, new ban. And a Kayn ban, perhaps? Yeah, Kayn. Okay. I like the Kayn ban. Kayn as a jungler can just completely take over the game. Because not a lot of people can really match his clear speed.
Yeah, I agree. Nunu can, but they got the Nunu out of there too.
That's probably why they got rid of Kayn, was because they banned the Nunu.
Yeah, so an Ezreal pick. I like Ezreal. Ezreal's good and safe.
Yeah, with Caitlyn being banned, Ezreal's probably the next best AD carry pick. And Hecarim, the best jungler pick right now, gets picked immediately, which I also like.
Yeah, I think Hecarim's really good. Ashe is a strong pick as well. It's kind of up to that AD carry on how they're able to pilot it. A lot of AD carries have a really hard time with the supportive playstyle, and they kind of try to go like full ham, and they just end up being worthless. Zyra.
The first Zyra of the tournament, I'm pretty sure. I personally love seeing Zyra because you can just bully your opponents completely out of the lane, and there's just nothing you can do about it. The plants are just so powerful.
Yeah, I think Zyra's a great pick as a counter to the Ashe. You kind of take away a little bit of her push power, especially since Ezreal kind of only has push because of his range and not really because of how strong his like actual wave clear is. A Malphite.
Malphite.
Interesting.
Thinking about locking in the Kazakhs, but they're going to go for the Malphite instead. Although the Yona counter to the Zyra is going to come out. It's a good counter pick right there.
I'd like to see California ban Mordekaiser here. If they don't, I think Washington plays it. And I think Mordekaiser and a Malphite is a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, Mordekaiser and the most things is a pretty good matchup for Mordekaiser.
True. Like, honestly, one of his worst matchups is Shen, and he's still a counter pick to Shen, so.
Yeah.
Um,
So the Annie is going to find its way onto the ban list, which, California hasn't picked a mid laner yet, so it makes sense, but haven't seen any Annie yet this tournament, and I'm not entirely sure it gets picked up, purely for the fact that everybody kind of knows how to play around an Annie in most circumstances. Like, too much about the champion for it to be a good tournament pick.
yeah, especially if you're not like a really well-versed Annie player. There's
Yeah.
kind of the gap in Annie players where like skill floor is really low, but her skill ceiling's a lot higher than people think, but not that many players are able to kind of pilot her at that level. Kazakhs ban, I like that.
Now, I'm curious if California hovered the Kazakhs because they wanted to bait Washington into banning it or not.
Mind games. Akali, I like the Akali ban as well.
Yeah. So we got a jungler and a mid lane ban on both sides there. But Washington's going to get the counter pick, so I'm hoping they save it for their mid laner here. Oh, wait, they've already picked their jungler, so they're going to pick their... Oh, wow, as you called it, they're going for the
There we go,
Mordekaiser.
Mordekaiser. Yep. And then they
Nice.
can save their mid lane counter pick. That's awesome.
They got the
Washington did a
counter
good job with
pick,
this draft.
basically, yeah. They counter picked almost every single role here except for jungle, because they counter picked the AD carry with their support pick. Their support got counter picked.
Is this a
well,
Malphite mid?
Could be a Malphite jungle.
It could. I'm gonna go with probably Malphite mid. I think Malphite jungle is a little bit troll into Hecarim. You're just gonna get hard out farmed, but
For sure.
Fiora is a
Fiora-
very good pick in a Mordekaiser. She's one of the few champions who can get death realmed and come out pretty healthy.
Right. I really like this pick and ban so far. Both teams are just counter picking each other back and forth.
And then the Lux.
Wow, it is a
That-
Malphite jungle then.
Yeah, has to be.
I don't
Or
like
Zyra,
blind,
Zyra jungle. Zyra jungle's pretty good. Not gonna lie.
maybe. I don't like blind picking a Lux because that's very open to getting counter picked hard. Granted, Silas is on the ban table, but you still have, Zed is up. Kind of hard lock them in. Oh no, they got a Mordekaiser top, but Zed here would actually work perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think Zed would be good if they play it. Galio. Yep, Galio Hecarim is just an incredible combo. And for California, they're fairly immobile. Like, they're very immobile. Other than the Ezreal, they basically have no mobility other than maybe a Fiora dash or something. So they
That
can get
is-
run down.
No, I agree. That's 4 tanky bodies on the side of Washington and an Ashe, which is pretty good. But 3 of their big tank bodies are tank damagey champions of Hecarim, Mord, and Galio. So I think that's a really clean comp overall.
I think they can almost look to deathball this game, where once they get a couple, like 1 or 2 tanky items, Washington can just run it down mid. They can
Yeah.
dive, they can take objectives, they can do whatever they want. They're going to be super hard to kill.
Yeah, I really want to question that Malphite pickup now after we've seen the rest of their comp, because it really doesn't seem to flow well. Because I kind of have like a pokey comp with the Zyra Ezreal Lux, and not much of a hard go on in comp. So the Malphite doesn't really seem to fit well.
I do think the Washington team is a little bit stronger, probably, just because they have so many tanks into poke. The amount of poke that California can put out, I don't think is ever really going to be enough to kill anybody on Washington, unless they're behind.
Yeah, and that's the other weird thing about the Malphite jungle pick is you really would want an aggressive jungler in that kind of a team comp to try to push an early advantage and not let the tanks get to a point where the poke doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I think the Washington won the draft overall.
Yeah, I think it's fairly lopsided in terms of draft, in my opinion. Maybe there's always the chance that there's just some weird mechanic going on here with the Malphite and ends up being really good in a Hecarim or something. I don't know how far teams think about draft.
I think it's possible I overanalyzed the draft more than any team in the tournament at this point.
One interesting thing is the Malphite jungle can cheese wheel the Hecarim while he's Eing and get like a bazillion move speed. Because he steals part of your current movement speed. So that'll be interesting to watch a Hecarim just like if he go or the Malphite, he could go Predator. I would like to see a Predator Malphite queuing a Hecarim and then just start going.
That's a very interesting interaction there.
Yeah,
wonder
that'll
if
be
that's-
fun to see.
Yeah, very interesting. I don't know. So I think California overall still has a poke and more of a pick comp. Because if you can get a Malphite ult onto somebody into a Lux queue, they're basically just dead at that point.
Yeah. Probably need to see cleanse out of at least the Ezreal. I would think maybe Lux takes cleanse as well this game. You have Ashel, Hecarim, Feared, Leona being a champion. You have more or Galio stun. Like there's so much CC on the side of Washington. I think if Ezreal doesn't go cleanse, he's kind of trolling here.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it on Ashe either, because as I just said, any CC landed on her is just going to get chained to death, essentially.
Yeah, for sure. Be interesting. Double cleanse AD carries.
Yeah, but maybe the Ashe is confident in her ability to dodge the Zyra and Lux snares.
Possible. I don't know. I have a rough time with that. I just don't think it's something that is. It's not reliable enough. Like you can dodge it until you can't, and then when you can't, you just lose. I think cleanse is just such a good spell with how many CC
really
abilities
is.
are in the game right now, and just not even in this game. Just in general, cleanse is just really good for a lot of champions.
See, as a Talon player, I find myself very good at sidestepping. That's just because he's got like the fastest base movement speed in the game.
Yeah, all I play is Swain and Vladimir, and they have the two lowest move speeds in the game, other than like dismounted Kled and Yumi. So I don't even try to sidestep because you are not getting away from anything. People send out abilities, I'll just face tank it. I have a Roa, I'll be okay.
Gosh, I used to hate Swain so much because whenever you blind pick Talon before, like back in the day, the guy would pick Swain against you without a doubt every single time.
Are you talking pre-rework Swain with like the Zappy Bird and stuff? I was horrible at that Swain. Like, I didn't even start playing until season 5.
But it was like such a strong counter to Talon. It just beat him, just period. And I used to hate life against it.
Old Swain was literally just a counter pick. Like
it really was.
All you did, you only picked him because he countered somebody in the mid lane or the top lane.
Yeah. But I think sometimes those counter pick specific matchup champs, especially coming out for the supportive role, are really interesting, like Swain support. And I think Brand and Vel'Koz can kind of find themselves in that neat little niche as like damage supports.
Yeah. I like seeing the damage supports, especially in like solo queue or non like high level competitive play.
Yeah.
I think
good buddy
a couple years ago, was it Flash Wolves? No. Albus Nox Luna. That's the team. Albus Nox Luna with was it who is their jungler or their support? They had the long hair. And he played Brand, Zyra, and Vel'Koz like every game, and everyone else was playing Braum and Nautilus, and this guy's just like, no, I'm playing Leandry's Rush supports, and they did pretty well.
Yeah, I don't fully remember what the guy's name was, but I remember that one guy who was avoiding the tank med at all cost. But you saying that also reminds me of when the Korean support Misfortune was a thing. That was not fun.
Well, support Misfortune is incredible in Zyra. It's a really strong pick in Zyra because your Q insta kills the little plants and then gets the crit damage.
Yeah, it's a double up.
Zyra puts down a plant and just takes 80% of her HP instantly. I'm trying. Lecrit, that was his name. Lecrit was the support player. I loved that guy. He is a great player. Last year they beat Rock's Tigers, I think. Right? All right. Well, I've been told I am allowed to go over the last game if anyone was here watching last game.
Well, we know I was, so yeah, one.
Well, indeed. To be honest, I may have underestimated Virginia's ability to draft. I basically called their bluff and said they wouldn't draft Caitlyn first, and they drafted Caitlyn first, which ended up being a major issue because we wanted to draft Caitlyn first.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and then we're just sitting there. So our whole game plan was we wanted Morgana Caitlyn with our first rotation, and then we wanted Oriana with our third pick before I got banned out. And then they picked the Echo, so I couldn't pick Oriana because Echo's really good into Oriana. And then they went with they took the Caitlyn and banned the Morgana. So I'm just sitting there before the game with my notepad out that says these are the things you want, and every single one of them is off the table except for Hecarim. I was like, that's pretty rough. And ended up on the Zillion. Wasn't my best pick. Kind of just what I pick when I don't know what else to play. I think Zillion's good, but I need to work on it a little bit more.
See, I'm really waiting for a team to say we're gonna give you the Caitlyn because they're just assuming they're gonna pick it up first, and then just having some counter pick out of nowhere that'll just destroy it. I want to see that aspect of pick and bans getting used more. But enough talk about that. We are on the Rift.
Hell yeah! All right, looking for probably a 5-point for let's see, blue side's California, right?
Yep.
Okay, so 5-point for California, and I think Washington should invade, which is what they're doing.
Yeah, they definitely have the better level 1 of the perma slowing Ash's auto attacks based on her passive and the Mordekaiser pull. It's gonna land 2.
Oh, Leona, buddy. That flash. That was close. Honestly, that was a great play. Like that flash, quick thinking, just didn't work out that time. I like seeing the quick reactions though. It's great.
Yeah, it gets the 1-for-1 trade on the Lux flash as well, and that's very easily punishable by the Hecarim early. So I'd say that's a good trade, taking the support flash or the mid laner flash.
Yeah, I agree. And Leona's probably not looking to flash too much bot lane anyways. Zyra is really her only target bot lane. It's not like you can touch an Ezreal with cleanse. He's basically untouchable. You just want to kill the Zyra if you can. So I agree. I think that's a good trade.
Yeah, another interesting point. Ash does opt for the heal instead of the cleanse.
It's a little ballsy.
I also love that Leona and Ash have matching skins.
It's always good.
Yeah.
Anything... Lux started Dark Seal. What?
Okay.
That is interesting. I know a lot of Lux players like to go for that Magi's right away because you just get so many assists on the champion.
Ezreal started Cole.
Yeah. Ezreal and a Cole makes a little bit of sense into the Ashe matchup, but like, yeah.
It's
That's
risky with the Leona.
It is.
But considering Zyra can zone them off so well, I can see why they think they can get away with it, but we'll see if they actually do.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this Lux uses that Dark Seal, because I just don't see killing Galio as a valid option for a Lux. It's just not, it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, especially because they don't have the aggressive jungler either, so there's not a ton that you can roam to early either.
Yeah, so I mean, I generally like the pick. I think Dark Seal is really good on Lux. Just this seems like an interesting game for that as your pick.
Yeah, maybe the ring start would have been better, but first back picking up the ring, because it definitely is a good item for her to have, but maybe not at the very start.
If you go or if you're thinking about going Dark Seal, I actually think Corrupting Pot would have been a good pick. Corrupting Pot and Dark Seal are very strong together, especially if you have like Inspiration secondary, which she doesn't. But
the zoning off power of this Zyra is just crazy right now. Look at Ash's health.
Yeah, that's great pick for the side of California, and that's funny because we thought the Ashe was kind of counter picking by picking the Ashe, and it's just getting absolutely slaughtered.
Oh, we got a gank top. Fiora's in a lot of trouble. It's going to burn off the flash. Mordekaiser passive down. She's going to propose. She's going to try to lunge out. She might just get away. And she's going to walk out. How much up does she have left?
Not very much. 65.
65?
65 HP. Oh. Fighting in the bottom.
Oh, and he's going to get the Ashe too. The Ignite's going to bleed out on Leona.
Very well played from the side of California in the bot lane there. Just the perfect amount of damage.
I'm really questioning what Leona was Zenith blading for there.
Galio's in trouble here. He's gonna have the Malphite coming in.
Are
Malphite
we
does
gonna
have Dark
a 3
Harvest.
for 0 at all 3 lanes? Almost. Nope. Galio's gonna walk away. Wow,
That we have
very
Dark
strong
Harvest
start.
on the Malphite. I haven't seen a Dark Harvest Malphite in a while. I think Electrocute is pretty good and Predator's pretty good, but I'm interested to see how that works out. Galio's in trouble.
Wow.
Ooh, that was a close one there.
That was very close. Galio getting away. That little I forget what the name of the ability is, but Galio's dash back is it goes a little further than you'd expect it to, and it gets him out of a lot of sticky situations.
Yeah, it does for sure. Mordekaiser was able to just put up a gigantic wave in the top lane. Great wave management. He got a fairly deep ward. I think he could have gone a little deeper with it, but that's a really helpful ward, especially into a champion like Malphite, where I don't think many junglers know what a Malphite player looks like because you never see one.
Yeah, and that early aggression forced the teleport out of Fiora. So Mordekaiser not only has the lane pushing in his favor, he has the TP advantage in top lane now.
Yep, he does. Lux is already up almost 2 full waves of CS, and I think she has a pretty large wave pushing to her as well.
Yeah, that's your classic melee versus ranged matchup. Galio's just gonna have to take the CS loss or die, unfortunately.
Yep. We already have a 1,400 gold lead on this side of California. That early aggression, and they're up a lot of CS in every lane except for top. A little behind in the jungle.
Yeah, I love how well this Zyra play is working out for them. This is something that other teams are going to have to take note of in the future, that their support can play Zyra very well, and I would not be surprised if she gets target banned going forward.
Yeah. Going into Worlds, I'm actually expecting to see some Zyra picks in Worlds. I think she's really good into their current meta.
Wow, Fiora going in hard onto the Mordekaiser. He's running low on health, and yep, that is going to do it. That's a beautiful bounce back for Fiora to take the gank and be able to turn the 1v1 back onto the Mordekaiser there.
Yeah, Mordekaiser did a great job stacking that wave, but I think he failed to kind of recognize when you stack a wave, then the wave gets stacked against you on the next one. Kind of died with all those minions.
Trouble.
She should be able to get out, yeah.
Yeah, the flash away, she's going to be safe. I wonder if, a little low, but here comes Hecarim and Galio on the return. He's going to go in. Malphite's looking a little low, and he might get out. Galio Wings is not going to tag him. Ezreal's going to have to flash, and now I think that's Lux's TP. Hecarim's in a lot of trouble. He's going to go down. The Lux ult. Ashe is very low.
She doesn't even have a health bar. It's just black. Oh my
The
god.
flash cheese wheel, and Ashe is down. And there goes Galio, sent to death by the Lux binding. This is going hugely in California's favor early.
That's really great job by California. They drafted into a global deficit because of the Galio and the Hecarim with how fast he is, and they're out rotating. They're making great plays all across the map, even though they're technically at a disadvantage in who should be able to get places. Oh no, Zyra. You're so...
A beautiful snare. Is that enough
Wow.
to keep her alive? It looks like it's going to. Galio burning the TP there to save the pink ward and also get vision on Zyra for the sake of the Hecarim coming in. He blew Ghost there too by the looks of things, and he can't.
Fiora needs to be careful here. I don't know if she has parry. If she has parry, she's fine, but... Got a dragon started up by Washington. This is really bad for Fiora. The wave state's terrible for a back right now.
And yeah, she does not have TP to try to correct either. The Mordekaiser's going to get some nice alone time with that turret.
Yeah, I hope Malphite walks up here, but I don't think he will. Probably wanted to hold that wave for Fiora, but not going to happen.
He needs to be careful if he does walk up there, because the Mordekaiser does have the Death Realm ready, and Malphite's only level 5.
Yeah. Let's see. Ezreal's up a lot of CS just because of that Zyra pick, I think. It's so easy for... He just has to stand there. He doesn't have to do anything. Zyra is basically 2 champions in lane.
Galio going into Lux. He's going to land the stun. He's going to hit it. Here comes the Hecarim. They're both going to get snared, and Lux is going to flash out.
This Lux is a CC... Or not the Lux. The Hecarim's a CC magnet. He's going at Mach 3.
Oh. Ooh, what a beautiful engage. Leona's gonna have to run away. The amount of damage stacked up there. But the Galio ult's gonna come in, and here comes Hecarim. Looks like Zyra's in a lot of trouble. Ezreal's gonna get feared up into the backline. He is gone.
I was about to say the Zyra's 1v9, but then the Hecarim finally pays off, gets that movement speed at the Galio, heads down bot, gets the return kill. At least something goes right for Washington in the early game.
Yeah, good onslaught of shadows to be able to push the Ezreal forward into his team there. Like timing that fear to push the feared target backwards is not an easy feat to do.
For sure. I do think it mildly expected for California to be ahead in the early game. I think their early game comp. I mean, when you pick damage, your early game is usually better. These tanks will scale up, and even if California is pretty far ahead, I think the tanks will just be really hard to kill. So I'd like to see California kind of push the pace of the game, try to get dragons as fast as possible, and try to end this game before the Galio and the Hecarim are just 3,000 HP and unkillable.
It's very true, but the lead is a little bigger than just the sheer like kill values here, because Ash is about 20 CS down from the Ezreal right now.
Yeah, she is. As
And
I was
Mordecai.
told in the How to Watch Worlds, look at the gold numbers. 3k gold's a lot.
It is, especially because the further Ezreal gets ahead, the harder that Manamune Triforce spike is going to hit.
I wonder what build Fiora is going to go here. There's kind of a lot of Fiora builds going on right now. She went Tiamat first. You can go for a Manamune, you can go for a Triforce, you can go Cleaver, Wit's End even into the Mordekaiser. Be interesting to see what she decides on.
Yeah, I don't think the Triforce would be the correct choice of how far behind she is already. And Mordekaiser smartly has the Bramble Vest already. Since Fiora does have guaranteed crits, it's a really good pickup early.
Yeah. I think Merc Treads are a very high value buy this game for California. With them, you got double pretty strong APs and basically 5 CC champions. I think
Merc Treads
are
are
going to
just
be...
like always the best boots.
Unless you want tabbies, yeah, Merc Treads are usually very strong.
Oh, beautiful.
This
That
time.
Ash is just gone. Hecarim's going to come in, though. I think Zyra's bitten off a little more than she can chew, though.
Oh, she
Ezreal
had
might
walked
get
into
the
the turret.
return kill on the Leona. And can he 1v1 with the Hecarim? Hecarim's going to hide into the bush, try to get the onslaught of shadows comes in. But Ezreal's got the cleanse, and he's going to get the damage out. But here comes Galio. He's not going to be able to land the tornado. Malphite ult going in. There's the Lux Q. He's gone, too.
That was great play by everybody on the side of California. Lux weaved that Q in. I swore she was going to hit 2 minions, but she didn't. Ezreal's hitting everything, dodging everything. Just great micro play by California there.
Yeah, that's a kill onto Ashe, Leona, Galio, and Hecarim in a trade for just the Zyra. I would take that every single day. Even the Zyra player is like, yeah, no, my def is worth it at that point.
For sure, yeah.
And they're gonna
In the
keep
Malphite pick, which we thought was going to get really behind, I mean, he's down 20 CS, but he has double the kill participation. He's 2-0-2, probably backing for Runic Echoes, and once he gets Runic Echoes, the difference in CS will probably start to close a little bit. Most AP junglers really start to pick up their clear speed with Runic.
Yeah, no, I was very questionable of the Malphite pick, but he's making it work and out pressuring a Hecarim early, which is very impressive.
It really is. He is down in CS, but Hecarim, why? This league, every Hecarim player rushes Cinderhulk before the Triforce. I don't know why.
Your Hecarim didn't last game.
No, he didn't, because he's the person who gets most frustrated about other Hecarim players rushing it. He's why I know to be frustrated about it. I don't know what maybe it's the recommended build is just Cinderhulk first, but the Triforce is just so much value on Hecarim. You go Cinderhulk, you live a little bit longer, but I really think Triforce is just a lot better. Early game helps you clear faster, just does everything.
Oh, he's gonna get the smite. The Malphite's gonna keep his buff and walk out. The Lux Q is not gonna land, but the poke is still coming out. The ult into the Ashe ult, but the Galio shield's gonna come down. Not gonna find any targets, but the Lux is stunned and is now in a world of hurt. The Mordekaiser is gonna take her down. And they're going to get Malphite too, probably. Galio's gonna get away. Malphite might actually get away from this too.
Ashe from downtown with the Chris Kyle completely saves that play on the side of Washington. That could have gone really bad if she didn't hit that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice that, but her looking that way cost her her own life bot lane, though.
Yeah, It was a good play, but I just got their weak side bot lane. It's just it's frustrating for me as a mid laner to see like your bot lane die when they're playing weak side, or really anybody dying when they're playing weak side. Just knowing that, hey, my jungler's top lane, their jungler's top lane. We just need to make sure to kind of play safe here. If you die during that time, that can be really detrimental to your team.
At this point, they've got such a insane lead on them, even before they started playing short side, that the damage might have already just been done at that point.
Yeah, this Ashe is basically going to be a arrow bot the rest of the game. I don't see a way where she becomes relevant unless this game goes to like 45 minutes. And even then, she's probably just going to get one shot by one of the 4 people who can one shot her on this side of California.
And that's the real problem with this 4 bruiser comp, is if your one main carry isn't putting out the damage, do you think they have the damage to win fights between the Mordekaiser and the Gallia?
I think
goes down. She's going to hit all 4 of the marks, but Mordekaiser's just too tanky. He's not going to be able to do the damage. TP coming in from Lux here. Hecarim and Malphite fighting in the mid lane. Malphite's just going to blow up this Hecarim. Leona's going to get caught bot side too. We are fighting all over the map.
it's just somebody hit the go button and everybody decided it was time. This is, wow, kind of a fiesta of a game here. Everybody's just...
Yeah, she's going to find a match. She's going to walk right into it. She's going to get stuck up.
Ashe, no. This Zyra is 1v9 this game. She's just popping off. Really great play from the Zyra.
Yeah. That's really the nice thing about Zyra as a support, though. You can support your team and you can just carry the game if you feel like it.
Exactly. You kind of play it by ear. You kind of eye your AD carry up like, do you deserve the kills? I'll watch the first 3 levels, and if I think you deserve the kills, maybe I won't go full AP, but I'm probably going full AP.
At the end of the day, the longest CC is death.
Indeed, it truly is. There's actually, I think, a challenger Zyra player who builds full tank and utility items. He doesn't build Leandries until 6th item. He does like Zeke's Herald and Locket and stuff like that. Challenger in Korea.
Well, yeah, you still got the early damage early game, because that's not really based on her having items. That's just her base champion numbers. So I can see that working. It's kind of the same reason why tank karma is a thing, as annoying as that is.
Yeah, I wonder if Brand could probably do the same thing. All those AP supports are usually AP supports because their base damages are so high.
I could see it on Brand, especially with the fact that he's got that ticking damage always on his passive.
Yeah. Oh look, it's an 0-8 Brand. Gets one shot.
Oof, Ashe luckily is going to sidestep both abilities. Siona's going to go over the wall. She's going to miss too.
Happy feet. Oh my goodness.
Wow. How about the guy is going to come in? He's going to get the stun on both of them. Can the Malphite walk away? That turret is not up. Oh, and Hecarim's going to get caught trying to go to the fight. Going to blow the onslaught of Shadow. Zyra going to flash Ignite over the wall to pick up the kill. Fiora coming in now off of the TP, but the fight continues. Is it going to be enough? Good Ezreal ult's going to hit 2 members. Oh, it was Mordekai's, not Fiora. He's going to pull Lux into the Death Realm. Can he get the kill on Lux before the Death Realm times out? No, he cannot. He's going to go down too. 4,
Wow.
I think that was almost a clean ace on the side of California there, and Fiora didn't even do anything.
Yeah, like we said at the beginning, I think California just needed to push the pace of this game, and they're just pedaled down 100 miles an hour, not letting Washington breathe at all. Absolutely no time for them to think. They're just getting it run down.
Yeah, I don't think we're quite past the point of no return just yet for them to try to hope for make a comeback, but they're going to have to fix something fast, because that clock is ticking.
10K is probably pretty close to the point of no return, unless you're like SKT at Worlds or something, but I have a hard time seeing a way that Washington's able to come back from this.
You're at the point where you're praying for California to make some sort of massive misplay that you can capitalize on.
They'd have to try to 20-minute a Baron and get 5-man Hecarim ulted, or it'd have to be just an incredible misplay plus really good play on the side of Washington for anything else to happen here.
Sometimes League of Legends is just who makes the least amount of mistakes. But in this case, the proactive plays have gotten them a high enough lead where this game is really theirs to lose at this point.
Yeah, that's something I've seen. I've been playing a lot of competitive different leagues in the last 4 years. And generally, the team that's more proactive wins, regardless of skill level or team comps or anything like that. I think a lot of people who aren't super like used to playing competitive, they tend to play really safe. It's like, oh, it's a competitive game. When I watch LCS, it's like 3 kills to 2 at 25 minutes, and that's how I want to play. And a lot of times, you just kind of sit under your turret while the other team takes everything they want. If you go with that play style, and that kind of seems what we're seeing.
Oh
Bye,
my
Horsey.
God.
Horsey,
I'm
go
just
bye
gonna
bye.
casually walk into my jungle here real quick and just dead. He's just dead. They took him into the back alley and turned him into a glue stick.
that was yeah, that was yikes. I don't even know, that wasn't even high quality glue. We're getting to like the bargain brand glue on that one.
That was like off-brand Chinese made. It's not Elmer's. It's like Elfers or something.
Oh my. Oh, Fiora. Oh,
Oh,
wow,
that was
Fiora's
a
losing
great
really
pull.
hard.
Into the Shadow Realm. I don't think Fiora's got much hope left, but she's got her ult down. Isn't enough of a healer to get her out of this. She's got the runaway. The Galio ult's gonna
She's
come in
so
for
fast.
Mordekaiser. But I think she's got enough lunges to get out of the way. Oh, but the flash forward into the pole. All right, Fiora's gonna flash and return. They're gonna get away. But while all that's going on, they're just gonna take the Baron at 20 minutes. Oh, but they're gonna get spotted out by the Hawk Arrow and they're gonna disengage.
I think we can pour one out for my boy Mordekaiser in the top lane. He's trying his best up there. He's even in CS. He's 2-2. He's doing everything he can. And the rest of the team's just not giving him much backup here.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter what the scoreboard across the map looks like. Fiora is just going to be a pain in the ass to deal with top lane.
Yeah, it's I mean, he has the Thornmail, he has the Tabbies, he's working on his Zanyas. The itemization's great, but the Fiora's not your only problem here. In fact, she's probably the least of your worries, according to the scoreboards and the gold deficit in this game.
Yeah, what are you going to do against a champion with unlimited dashes?
Yeah, that CDR buff for Fiora a while back was pretty good for her, especially players who are used to playing with her.
And the crazy part is, it's not just the Fiora who has unlimited dashes, because Ezreal's got unlimited blinks too.
Yeah, pretty much.
They are a hard team to pin down unless you can focus out the Lux or the Zyra. And you might need to focus out the Zyra.
Yeah, the Zyra's like Brand. Zyra and Brand support both do the same thing where you jump on them and you're like, oh, thank God, we finally got to the support. And then they one-shot everybody before they die. And it just feels really bad. Like, why can the support 1v1 everybody?
That's really easy on Brand. All you gotta do is press R before you die and you've done your job for that team.
Yeah. Everybody takes 80% max health true damage or something.
Yeah. So we talked a lot about the ring pick early from Lux, and what's really interesting is that Zyra actually has more stacks on her ring.
Yeah, the Zyra's been farming champions in the bot lane right now. She's got about 75, a little bit under 75% kill participation.
Can
Which
you
is
even make an attempt to contest this dragon? It looks like they're gonna try to.
I think you have to, but
It's not sole point though. This is for the third Drake. I could see letting this one go to be better equipped to fight for the fourth Drake.
I'm a slightly bigger fan of trying to contest the third because once they get that third one, you don't have a choice.
Oh, they're gonna get the pick onto the Lux, and that's probably, or the Ashe, that's probably gonna do it. The Yoda is also gonna get taken down. The Galio ult's gonna come in. They're gonna knock them both off. That Fiora's got unlimited dashes, and she looks like she's gotta get away from this though.
Oh, the Zanyas.
Mordekaiser trying to get something for his team, but it's just not gonna happen.
I don't know if Malphite dodged that with, or Malphite dodged that with his flash, but if he did, that was incredibly impressive. Galio's just gonna get run down here. Lux is out of mana.
I don't think it matters because Ezreal is never out of mana. Hey, Galio looking for some kind of hero steal there. Unfortunately, it's just going to end up costing him his life.
12k gold deficit, 3 dragons, 4 turrets. This one is a close game.
Feeling better about your game watching this?
Maybe, I don't know. thinking I might want to move to California.
Yeah, no, this is a very clean game overall on the side of California, which I think is impressive from what we talked about with their comp. They picked a very difficult team to execute properly on, and they've done a fantastic job of it.
Yeah, they've been doing really well. And they're fairly squishy, and just nobody's getting caught. They're all just playing really safe. 25 stack Magi's Lux. You got a 20 stack Magi's Zyra. That's just slightly unfortunate.
That's just a stupid
For
amount of
anyone
damage.
who'd like to be near them. Lux
Yeah.
is working on her. Looks like she started like a Zanya's, and I was like, Rabadons.
I mean, do I even need his on?
We get the hat.
The other thing is you even need a Void Staff because they're so deprived of golden items. There's not a single MR item completed on the red side this game.
Yeah, you got 2 sets of tabbies.
Oh, but they might get the pick on Zyra. That is huge. That's what they need. As long as they can get away. Mordekaiser's going to pull Ezreal into the Death Realm, and the rest of them are just going to kind of back off. That's not Ezreal. That's Lux. My mistake. Although Lux is just going to walk away. Mordekaiser just does not have the damage.
Hecarim got picked up by that Ezreal ult at the end.
So they go 1 for 1, which does play into the red team's favor there, because when you're behind, an even trade is a good trade, unless Galio gets picked off there. Galio's really trying to get a ward down here.
Mordekaiser had an interesting TP there. He got out, I guess. Oh my goodness.
Too much.
That's a tank! Like, those are 2 tanks, and they're just dying in 4 seconds each.
Yeah, yeah, we got 3 items completed now in this Ezreal. Interesting choice to go for the Iceborne Gauntlet this game.
I'm actually I think Iceborne is almost better when you're ahead because you're already doing so much damage. You might as well be a little bit tankier.
The rest of his team is doing so much damage too. It's not like they're really relying that heavily on the Ezreal to do damage, and he's going to do insane damage either way.
Oh,
So yeah, it might be the correct pick.
This will be a probably 800 to 1,000 damage a minute Ezreal game, and Zyra, and Lux. I throw Malphite in there too. Who knows?
It's just all the damage.
The damage graphs after this game are going to be really sad.
They're going to be very sad for one side.
Yeah, they're going to look like one of my promo games in solo queue. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, California just slowly taking apart the entire map at this point. Very methodical in their approach. They're not just like overextending through mid lane to try to get an early win. They're taking apart the entire base.
Yeah, they're just almost toying with Washington at this point.
They really are. Yeah, if any CC lands on Ashe whatsoever, she is just gone at this point. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure that the Essence Reaver Ashe build was the correct path that this game either.
I'm not sure. She could have gone Dead Man's Plate if she wanted. This is a season 10 ADC season 10 game. Like, I'm thinking maybe 4 Warmogs and some Merc Treads would have been the play. I just don't know what the Ashe could have done in this game. After those first couple minutes, it's rough to play that champion from behind.
Yeah, well, being behind as an AD carry just feels like you're just useless at that point. There's very few ADCs who do a good job of playing from behind. Unless you're like one of those Vaynes that can just sit in a side wave and farm for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, California's just doing a good job with their waves. They have top pushing and they have bot pushing, and Washington's kind of trying to push out and do... Like, I don't know what Washington's doing right now because they have 2 waves pushed and a 3rd one on the way.
The Baron.
If they don't get this Baron and live, they're going to lose the game because their wave state is so horrible in top and bot.
Malphite
it's
and
getting
Ezreal
worse.
are taking down the dragon, so they do have a bit of an advantage here, but can they survive the Lux poke here? And can they melt down this Baron in time? The dragon is dead. Ezreal and Malphite are making their way up here. There's the Lux ult. It's not going to get the damage. Galio is going to finish it off. Zyra is going to knock them up. Hecarim's going to look... No, red team's just going to look to walk away. Galio's going to flash out, but Zyra is just going to walk right into it and get popped.
Fiora, meanwhile, back at the mid lane. Fiora takes
Fiora just
everything.
looking at the game. I was like, we finally. Oh, she's gonna get the kill too. Looks like she's gonna. Oh, wow. I thought that was finally gonna be the spark of hope they needed
That's
during the Baron, but it's gonna cost them their entire base.
you just can't afford to do that when your wave states are that bad because this happens. And GG and no re.
Well, that's what I was like. We got the Baron. Why is our base on fire?
But at what cost?
But at what cost?
Wow. It's a convincing victory from the side of California there. And really, the elo discrepancies weren't that big.
No, I think it really just comes down to execution on the team comp that decided that game.
Are we able to check out damage graphs here?
Do we want to check out the damage?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
That's,
god!
ew. Yikes. Every champion did more damage than everyone but Mordekaiser. That's, you hate to see it. You really do.
And most of that Mordekaiser damage is just negated by how much Fiora was just healing it and tanking it like a pro. It's like that's not significant damage on the Mordekaiser.
Yeah, she's just kind of beaten on the Fiora while she heals for twice as much damage as he does. That was wow. Impressive victory for California.
Yeah. It might become a must ban playing against California to take out that Zyra because that's a pocket pick that is going to just make that support player insane. But who knows what else they have in their arsenal. If they can play Zyra, they might be able to pull out Brand too.
Yeah, they're very similar champions. That's watching a game like this for teams that have to play California has to be really scary because I know the 5 fans that Washington came up in with were like one tricks and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, we did a great job. We got rid of all the one tricks. And then they just pop off on Malphite jungle and a bunch of weird stuff. And you come into this as with draft prep and you're like, what do we do? I don't know what to do.
I don't know if Iowa is necessarily scared of California. They don't seem like they're scared of much of anything. But we'll see how this winners bracket continues. It's going to be an exciting next couple of games for them, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that just about does it for us tonight here at Scuffed League. I hope you've enjoyed watching with us. Thank you so much for spending your Friday night here. I know how much that means for a lot of people out there. And you have anything to add before we leave, Swag?
Thanks for having me, guys. Love casting. Love playing. Not quite as much. Casting's a little more fun with the L, but
I agree.
really enjoyed it.